Hello, everyone. Here is Kim Madsen. This is a fantastic sunny Sunday here in Scandinavia, and I'm so excited because today we're going to have our number 10 Zoominar on a weekend. This is our 5th weekend and our 10th training in this weekend, plus all the trainings we have had in between. So we are celebrating the forever 10th training day on a weekend Zoominar. So this is, and we will be thousands of people joining, and the whole world is here. And we will have a fantastic day. I hope you liked the training yesterday. Who was here yesterday? How did you like the training? With Big Al, Tom Skrider, I was laughing my tears out because, he's so fantastic, all these complicated questions, he just has the most funny, simply answers. So that was 3 hours with probably, I think probably the best and the biggest trainer we have in the whole MLM industry, served to you. And he even took time to reply a lot of your questions. So it was a fantastic day. All right, let's see where you're from. I see some from Mauritius, Australia, Durban, Hungary, India, Sweden, Denmark. Always running too fast for me now here and there. South Africa, Finland, Sweden, Norway, Iceland, Bulgaria, Kenya, Nigeria, Cameroon, Poland, Greece, Faroe Island. You are all very, very welcome. We have, again, the whole world is here gathering this wonderful Sunday. Where most of the world are locked down at home. So why not spend time to do business and to learn more, to get more skills, and to hear from the very best speakers that is possible to get in forever living worldwide or in our industry like yesterday. When I'm serving you speakers, I'm picking what really I believe is some of the very, very best trainers. Of course, it's more easy for me to pick the Scandinavians, but we have a culture in Scandinavia, Forever Living Scandinavia. We have a culture where we all work as one team. We are not separated in different teams, and where every one of the leaders are volunteering to do speeches, trainings, because we have a lot of them. And that's why we have developed in Scandinavia probably some of the best speakers we have in the company. They are very well known, and they often are invited to go on success days out of Scandinavia to do speeches. So today we will start with one of our very popular, you might have heard him on the EMR cruise when we were there at the Mediterranean some years ago. He's also been speaking in International Success Days, and he is one of our very, very popular young speakers. He was actually the youngest ever Scandinavian soaring manager when he became soaring manager age 23. He has a big passion for money, for investments, and for his Jaguar. He's driving a nice white Jaguar, and I can assure you that he is also one of our super crossline. He does so many trainings crossline. He actually was one of the mentors behind Sophia Sadana you heard last weekend. Yeah, he trained her even if she's not in his business. spending hours of developing leaders from Crosslines. I also know that this month he's getting another frontline manager to his team. So he's also developing his own business super good. So let me see if my noise machine is working here. Let me check. I think it is, because I have my own audience here in my office, because we don't hear you, we don't see you, we don't feel you. So you can type yeah or clap or whatever, but I have in my office 1,000 people plus sitting and screaming and waiting for the next speaker. Let's welcome on stage Matthias Dahl. I can hear the noise, Matthias. Can you hear them? This is going wild. The audience is standing up now. They are wild. Come on, Matthias Dahl, soaring manager. Yeah.
Wow. Thank you so much, Kim. Wow, what an honor it is for me to be speaking to the whole world. And thank you for your applause. I can hear it. So, and I'd like to see you in the chat also. As you can probably imagine, it's very nice when you have a crowd in front of you. But now when we're all online, it's good that you participate in the chat while we are on this now. So thank you so much, Kim, for this amazing opportunity. I'm a little bit nervous. Usually I don't get this nervous, but like to speak in front of the whole forever world. This is a really big opportunity for me, because I really, really love to help and people. And so I have prepared a presentation for you today that I really, really hope that many of you can get a lot of value from. So are you ready to learn? I want to see you in the chat. If you're ready to learn, all right? Just write ready to learn or something like that. All right. So I would like to see if I can share my screen here. So you should be able to see my PowerPoint slide now, right? Can you just confirm, Kim? Or in the chat maybe? Yes. All right, you see it. Good. All right, thank you for participating in the chat. My name is Matthias, and as Kim said, I'm a soaring manager. And I've been in the business for 6 years. I started when I was 21, and in 2 years I became a soaring manager, and working on reaching the next level, Sapphire manager. As Kim is saying, I get a new frontline manager this month, and surprisingly, my business is actually in a momentum right now in these circumstances. So it's really, really exciting times, I gotta say. So let me get started here. So I would just like to briefly tell you a little bit about my story and what I'm going to talk about today. So I'm going to talk about 5 things that might be holding you back. So I obviously have some experience with what's have been holding me back, and also I've seen what's holding other people back. So these 5 things are what I'm going to be talking about today. My background before I started with Forever Living, I was actually living my dream. I was a professional poker player. So I was gambling on the internet, you could say, and playing cards online on different screens, like as you see here, with 10 poker tables running at the same time. And this was my ultimate dream. You know, when I was a child, I was bullied in school. So I like to play a lot of video games. And I was thinking maybe if I can make a full-time income from playing video games, that would be great. So that is where I started. I became a professional poker player, and I was actually very successful at it. You know, many days I was earning 5,000, 10,000 euros per day, but also many days I was losing 5,000 or 10,000 euros per day. It was pretty crazy in the age of 19 years old to live my ultimate dream like that. But what was more crazy was to live my ultimate dream and feel depressed, stressed, lonely. It was like such an empty success. You know, I was living my and many other people's dream, but I was not feeling happy inside. So I was thinking about what should I do with my life? And I got to tell you, you know, I didn't think about I was going to work with people like I'm doing now because I like to hide behind my computer screen. I'm very much an introvert. But when I saw Forever Living, I saw there was so much upside, there was so much opportunity, and I loved the products. I actually used them also as a customer when I was a professional poker player. So I decided to really give it a go, and I just felt so much at home when I started with Forever. It's crazy when I look at these pictures because so many things have happened over the last 6 years since I started with Forever. It's been the best years of my life. I'm still not making as much money as I was when I was a poker player. I will be making much more in the future, but I have really, really enjoyed this whole journey, and it's been totally crazy and such a personal development, and get to travel the world. I qualified for Eagle Manager my first year. I qualified for Chairman's Bonus my second year. I'm working on it, getting it again this year. And as you can see in the top right, that was one of my dreams, to be able to lease my dream car. And with Forever to Drive, that was a good supplement because I also qualified for that my second year. So I went out and leased my dream car, and I still have this today. And I love it because when I was a child, I didn't really believe in myself. I didn't have much self-worth. So now I get to drive for free for other children when they have confirmation and stuff like that. I pick them up from church and drive, children who have a difficult time, who might also be bullied in school like I was, and basically show them that they can do so much, even though they might not believe in themselves right now. I want to give them some belief and help those who have a difficult childhood. Yeah, I mean, it's been totally crazy. When I look at these pictures, I still can't believe that this is my life now. I get to travel the world. I get to help so many people. I get to help. Yeah, it's just amazing. So it's totally worth it when you start building your business. It's really amazing, all the benefits you get when you conquer your fears and you really go for it and see where life takes you. And I'm also like, it's not easy to become successful in Forever, but it's not that hard as many people think either. It's definitely doable for most people to become very successful in Forever if they really go for it. So as I told you, I'm going to talk a little bit about some of the things that might be holding you back. And one of the things could be that maybe this is not worth it for you. So how many of you have a big important why? Write it in the chat. I have a big why or something like that in the chat, okay? Do you have a big why? Do you have a big dream? Yes, I see some people want time freedom. They have a big why. Very good. Most of us, we have a big why. And we think, oh, it is worth it. My dream is so important to me. So I'm going to give you some advice on this. And why am I writing? Maybe it's not worth it to you. Well, let me start explaining. So doing the Forever business, it comes with sacrifices. It comes with sometimes saying no to some things. It comes with you getting rejected. It comes with family, friends. Some of them are gonna shake their head and not understand why you do this business and say, go get a regular job or go start a normal business or whatever. But they might not understand this. So they might, they're still gonna love and like you as a person, but they don't really understand why you do this business. As I said, overcome your fears, get out of your comfort zone. You're going to have people who you believe in who quit. There's going to be so many things on the way to success. It's not going to be easy. So therefore, you have to have a big, important why. And most of you have that. So why is it still not driving you to become successful? I see a lot of people who have big goals, big dreams, their children, their whatever, but they're not taking action. So why, when they have such a big goal, they're not taking action? So I can show you a little bit about what I have learned. One of my mentors, he's called Dave O'Connor, and he's taught me a lot about mindset, and he talks a lot about the theater of your mind, or as I call it, the cinema screen of your mind. So basically, imagine that this is what is going on inside your head right now. You can you can close your, I mean, when you close your eyes, you can see things, right? You can see maybe your, if you want to imagine like the door when you enter your home, what's the color of the door? I mean, you can see things in your mind, right? So I want to show you now that a lot of people, this is their goals. They have these dreams. They may want to become manager. They want to travel the world. They want to achieve things, all right? But then there's also coronavirus, okay? So they watch the media and they are maybe scared, or they are thinking about all this bad things that's going on in the world. Or there is maybe a annoying boss that's talking to them, or maybe family members, or maybe it's yourself. This person could be you. A lot of us, including myself, I was talking so negative to myself all the time. I was like, you idiot. Why are you so lazy? Come on, get to work, you know? I was so hard on myself. And of course, this is going to fill up your mind when this is what's going on. You know, it could be bills that you focus on, debts, you know, all the problems that's taking up all the space. Let me see. I'll just make sure that, yeah. Let me know if you have problems hearing me. But if this is your reality and you are thinking about this a lot, don't blame yourself, because this is normal. This is the way our mind is working. It's like supposed to look for dangers, look for negative stuff. And it's not supposed to keep reminding us of our dreams. So we have a job to do. And this job is to change this around. You see, the dreams we have here, it's in the little corner. You almost can't see it because all the rest is taking up the space. So even though you have an important dream, it's not driving you because it's all this negative crap that's filling up your mind. Does that make sense? Right? Makes sense in the chat if it makes sense. Oh, so good to see what you're writing about your goals. All right. So let's see if we can change this. So it's okay that there are some negative things going on. It's okay to be aware about the bills, the stress, the problems, and some of the things you should, maybe it's important to be aware of. But it shouldn't be what is dominating your inner mind, okay? So instead, you should have your vision, your goals, your dreams to take up the majority of this cinema screen inside. So you have a job to do, and that is to fill up your mind every day with your goals, your positivity, your dreams, your what is important to you, what you're going to accomplish. Because if this is what is the main thing going on in your head, you're going to go so focused towards your dreams. All right? So I hope this was a good picture for you to understand why one of the reasons why a lot of people with big dreams, they are not doing the work. It's because that all the other stuff is taking up all the space. So yeah, and it's not natural for us to think about our goals like this. The second thing that I see a lot of FBOs doing, and that is also something that when Sophia was speaking, as Kim mentioned, I think it was last week, she also had this problem that it was too complicated what she was trying to do. So it is super, super important that you have a system that is easy to follow, that you don't overcomplicate things. I like to call it KISS. KISS. Keep it stupid simple. And I mean stupid simple. You know, I tell all the time, it has to be so simple that it's so boring. It's like, oh, it's so boring. It's the same again and again. I mean, you can mix it up to make it a little bit fun, you know, but the structure, the system should be so simple that is almost stupid. Okay. So a lot of people, when they come into Forever as an assistant supervisor, they are thinking, how do I get from A to Z? You know, they're thinking, how do I get to manager? What do I need to learn? What do I need to do to become manager? And they are at 2 cc's, but they need to get to 150 cc's. And it's like, what am I going to do? It's so far distance, 150 cc's and not 2. I'm never gonna do it. So they think too much about 6 months, 3 months, 1 year, 2 years. This year I'm gonna be manager. It's good to have a long-term vision, don't get me wrong, but they need to focus on the short term. I'm gonna talk more about that later, but they should not focus on getting from A to Z. They should focus on getting from A to B. Okay, what is the first part of the system? What is the first step I can take now to get closer towards manager, to get closer towards diamond, to get closer toward chairman's bonus? You need to be focused on A to B, B to C, C to D, and then you get to the manager position. And then you have to have a structure that you follow. Maybe your upline have a system. I would really recommend you follow your upline's system that they have, because they will also be there to help you and inspire you. So if you try to change up too much, it could be a little bit difficult for you and your team. So I would really recommend really trying to study and learn your upline system and then follow that. Because if you start moving out, this Forever Living has been working for over 40 years. 40 years of success. Do you think that a lot of mistakes have been made? That a lot of things have been tried? Yeah, there have been tried so many different strategies, ideas. And if you are constantly trying to look for this golden idea to become successful without working, or get to manager faster, you're making things too complicated. Get back to basics, follow the system. And a lot of us, when we are in this Corona situation, we are sometimes being a little bit too much innovative. I mean, it's good to innovate, don't get me wrong, but we're getting a little bit too much. It's the idea of the week. This week we're gonna do this. This week we're gonna do that. It's gonna make failure. So when you have somebody in your team who say, I'm not gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, you just say, I'm gonna stick to this path that's proven. So they can go out and test things. It's always okay that they go out and test things, but never come with the idea of the week to your team. This week we're gonna try this. If there's something new you want to implement, you go out and test it for yourself, but you don't teach anything before you've tested it for a long time and it's something that can duplicate. So I always say, don't do what works, do what duplicates. Do the simple system that you can teach others to do as well. So one tool that I really like to use to keep the business simple and to make it duplicatable is what we call three-way calls. Have you tried to do a three-way call? Write three-way call in the chat. I want to see if some of you have tried doing a three-way call before. So three-way call is something that I use a lot with my team. So basically we use it mainly for follow-ups, okay? So not so much to present the business or stuff like that, but to follow up, answer questions and so on. So I'm going to explain a little bit here very fast. So if we have you here, you have a person that that you have showed the business to, for example, and this person knows you have a relationship, you and that person, okay? So that means that they trust you, but they might not respect you as a business influencer, right? They might not see you as a business person. If a student is talking to his friend's successful father, they're not going to say, oh, I'm going to listen to his business advice, So you don't have necessarily the respect, the influence on this person, but you can edify. It means talking good about someone. So this could be edifying your upline, your crossline, someone who are working with. I even use my downline as my third-party expert. So when I have prospects, I edify sometimes my downline. I say, oh, I have this guy, he's called Michael. He's so good in this business and he can maybe help you answer some of your questions and you can hear his story and so on. So then I get him on the phone. And it could be, I use Messenger a lot. I know a lot of you use WhatsApp and so on. So use whatever you are usually doing, Messenger, WhatsApp, whatever you can get a third-party person on the phone or on video call, and this person can explain the business. All right. So before the person come on, you talk good about it. Not when the person comes on, but before the person come on, you edify the person. And then when the person comes on, you're a third party expert, then you introduce the prospect. You might tell a little bit about this person, and then you shut up. You just I call it, you put tape on your mouth. You don't say anything. You just sit there and listen and learn. You never interrupt the expert. So unless there's something really, really important, of course, unless the expert asks you to say something, just sit there and listen and learn. This is really effective for duplication and recruiting. All right. Yeah, so good to see you in the chat there. So the third part is overwhelmed. I know a lot of us, we can sometimes feel overwhelmed. There's just so much information, so much we can do. Like, especially now when we're working from home, there's so much. A lot of you maybe have children at home. You have so many things you can do with your business. You can sell products, you can recruit, you can help your team, there's so many things, and you can try to implement new strategies, social media, name list. There's so many things, all right? So I'm going to give you some advice on what to do to not feel overwhelmed, all right? And also to help your team not feel this. Because what do you think happens to your team if something is too complicated or they are overwhelmed? What do you think happens? Write in the chat. What do you think happens to your team when they feel overwhelmed? So yeah, exactly as Emily say, they do nothing. They do nothing. They just sit there and want to do the business, but they don't do anything. So we need to help them with this. And you need to help yourself with this. And my advice to you is, do you know these people who have all these books? They have a huge bookshelf. They have so many books they read. They say like, oh, look at all these books I've read, Oh, look at all these trainings I've went to. Look at all these, but they're broke. They have no success. They have no, why? Why they read all these successful people and attended so many trainings and are not having any success? It's because they are trying to do everything at once. They try to study everything at once. And I know a lot of us, we have learned so much over the past weekends on these Zoominars with Kim. And sometimes, it can also get a little bit too much with the information. So you need to learn which information to use and which information to not use. So my recommendation is take all the information and then learn from it, and then select, what am I going to use? Don't use everything, because then you're going to get overwhelmed. All right. So I always teach, follow 1 to 2 mentors. Find 1 to 2 people where you say, I'm not just going to learn what he's teaching. Like, it could be Kim, it could be someone else, and say like, I'm not just going to learn what he's teaching. I'm going to master it. I'm going to be his best student ever. All right. I'm going to think like him, eat like him, live like him, It's like, I'm going to try to understand all his philosophies. I'm going to really read his books 8, 10, 20 times. Okay. And really try to understand everything what's going on. You know what I mean? So really, instead of having 100 books you've read, have 2, 4, 6 books you read again and again and again, and really try to understand, because next time you read it, you read something different, right? So I hope that makes sense. So you need to learn how to say no to at least like 90% of information we learn. A lot of information is there where you can say, oh, I can use maybe some of that. There might be one idea from this presentation that you can use, and then you can leave the rest if you want. So you have a way that you work. So what I do is not the only right way to do it. There's so many ways to become successful forever. So just take what you can use with what you like to do and the system you already have. So say no more to information, but also say yes more to the mentors you decide to listen to the books. I mean, sometimes when we read books, I'll talk more about books later, but sometimes when we read books, we sit there and we like, I remember when I read this book, I'll tell about it later. When I read this book the first time, I was like, yeah, I know this. Oh, I have heard this before. A lot of you, when you hear these trainings on these weekends, you're like, oh yeah, I know that. Oh yeah, I know that. But you're not successful. It's not working. So obviously, I mean, I'm not saying you're not successful because I don't know, we have different, but the point is a lot of us, if we just, and I'm speaking about myself, if we're just getting better at having a beginner's mind, sitting there as a brand new, eager to learn, like, wow, I really want to understand what is he saying and why is he saying it, So, and then the second time I read it, that was before I learned something about, being more open to information and so on. And I really started listening more to what this person had to say. I was like, wow, this is the most amazing book ever. But the first time I was like, yeah, oh, what a shame. I don't know all this. You know what I mean? So really get to study and master the people and the masters, the upline, whatever you want to follow and listen to. All right. Yes. The second point is, who have heard about attraction marketing? Who likes the idea about attraction marketing? Write attraction marketing in the chat or something. Who likes that idea? We all like the idea about attraction marketing. We can sit there at home and people come to us. We don't have to talk to anyone. We don't have to get rejected, stuff like this. But the thing is, for a lot of you, this attraction marketing idea is destroying or not helping your business. Why? Because a lot of you are forgetting this part of it. Action marketing. Action marketing. I think we can both agree that doing attraction marketing on social media and stuff like that, it's not always easy. So if you are always relying only on attraction marketing is amazing, don't get me wrong. But if that is what you're hiding behind, just trying to post on social media and like wait for people to contact you, it's not going to be a good strategy for you, because maybe it will work for you, but I doubt that this is something you can teach to your entire organization. If you can, I would love to learn how you do it, but I have not found a way to do it that everyone can do. So I like to teach action marketing. Of course, I post on social media. Of course, I use attraction marketing also, but my main focus is on action marketing. So let's write in the chat, action. Let's take action, right? Okay. So what is action marketing? Well, action marketing is IPA, income producing activity. And that is most people spend most of the time on activities that make zero money. They think about the business, they post stuff, they talk to the team, they do something that does not give them any CCs. So we need to focus on the IPAs, time, which is time spent talking to a prospect. And what is the definition of a prospect? The definition of a prospect is someone who have not yet bought your product or someone who have not yet joined the business. So if you're sitting there talking to your upline, your downline, teaching, thinking about making flyers, whatever, it's not going to make you any money. It's action. It's talking to people. So how much time do you spend on the phone in a meeting face-to-face with prospects every day, either for you or your team's prospects? How much time do you think on, how many hours or how many minutes do you spend a day on doing this activity? For a lot of us, it's way too little. A lot of us, it's almost zero. We almost never talk to people. It's so little that we do, but we feel like we spend so much time on the business, but 90% of it is not giving us any results because we're not focused on the IPA. All right. Should we keep going? Are you getting some value from this? Please let me know if you're getting some value. I see a lot of you in the chat And for me, I like to have an audience in front of me so I can see your faces and your smiles. But yeah, so you're getting lots of value. Oh, that's so good. Remember, when you are in the audience, if it's a real event, or on Zoom and you're on video, or you're now like in the chat, the speaker, the value they can give is much depending on the value you give. You need to give value and energy to the speaker by engaging in the chat, by sending smiles. If you are at an event and you're sitting on the front row, don't sit on your phone. Don't like message people. Don't take notes on your phone. Be 100% there with the speaker and show your team and the person on stage, send them your energy and that you are totally there with what they are saying. This is a really good culture that I have created in my team. All right, that was another subject. But yes, let's talk about name list, or who do you know list. How many in here have a who do you know list or name list? Write in the chat, name list. All right. I think a lot of us, we have a name list. But now is the question, how often do you work with this name list? How often do you look at this name list? So is it once a week, once a month, once a day, several times a day? How many times do you look at this name list? Yeah, Leah is writing, I have a list from 2015. I'm still putting on new names. Yeah. Once a month, daily, every second day, daily. It's going on in the chat here. 3 times a week, 200 names. All right. So this is the structure I'm teaching to my team. So basically, we have this name list. All right. This name list you need to be working with every single day, in my opinion. So every single day you're working with this name list. If you're sitting there on Facebook or Messenger thinking, who should I contact today? I mean, that's not a business. It's like a lottery ticket, right? You're just trying to be lucky and, oh, maybe this person. You need to really take this business like a business. And in order to do that, you need to get serious about your name list. So how do you do that? Well, of course, you're going to put in new names on your name list, and you're constantly going to fill this name list with new names, of course, when you get new contacts, different places on social media, face-to-face, stuff like that. You're constantly putting on new names, of course. But you also have some structure where maybe you start from the top and work down. And then you say, okay, this person, the next step is to invite. So now you can invite and contact this person. You might reach out to them on WhatsApp, Messenger, whatever, and you're going to invite them to something. You're going to invite them to take a look at the business, maybe, or maybe the products, or maybe you can ask for referrals. Who do they know? But you might also first invite them to take a look at the products. And then you're going to tell them about the business, and then you're going to ask for referrals, or the other way around, so you can keep taking them from one to the other you know what I mean? So yeah, and of course you also sometimes just going to build relationships. I didn't write this here, but building relationship is also a really key. I could write it here. I'm just going to write R for relationship. So this could also be IPA, income producing activity. Sometimes just sitting there, writing, chatting with people, catching up with people, asking if they're okay in this situation, you know? And when you're building relationship, do not invite them to the business. Do not say, hey, how is everything with you? Oh, so interested. Hey, look at my business, you know? That is not, that is having a hidden agenda. So if you're gonna invite, say, hey, I'm writing to you because I have something exciting I want to invite you to. But first, how's things going with you? Or if you're going to build a relationship, just say, hey, I was just thinking about you the other day. How are you? What's going on? How are you in these crazy times? You know, is everything all right with you? What's going on at home and stuff like that? So building relationship is also a really key element. And then all of a sudden they might be ready to be invited to some of these 3 things. Then when you have showed them the product, showed them the business, give them a borrow bag, you know, as you see, I have a lot of products here behind me. I have a lot of products. And so I every day I do product presentations online right now for my team. It's amazing. I love doing online product presentations as well. And so then we show them something, and then we put them into some kind of a pipeline, funnel, follow-up system. So you can have a lot of ways how to do this. If you don't know how to keep track on your names and your follow-up system and so on, please ask someone who knows it. And I would really recommend to ask your upline, what do they do if you don't know, to really keep track on their names and work with their pipeline, the follow-up list, the people they have in contact with. Because once you talk with over 100 people, you're going to lose track. You're going to forget people. You're going to forget what they told you and so on. And out of this, if you keep following up, keep following up, keep following up, out comes this, what we all want: FBOs, customers, CCs, and so on. So stay in the elevator is my next topic. So this is also something that I have struggled a lot with, and something I keep reminding myself on. Stay in the elevator, stay in the elevator, stay in the elevator. So how many of you in here are supervisor, right? Supervisor in the chat. And how many of you in here are manager or assistant manager? Write that in the chat, or maybe senior, soaring, whatever. Okay. So, all right, so many supervisors here. Amazing. Wow, good job getting to supervisor. And we also have quite a bit of managers and assistant managers, I see. So think about, what did you do to become a supervisor or a manager? Think back. When you became a supervisor, what is it that you did? What is it? Maybe write in the chat, what did you focus on that time that made you become a supervisor, that made you become a manager? What was it that you did? Think about it. Yeah, we did IPA, but what kind of IPA? You talk to people, all right? What, you selling products? Maybe some of you were doing product launches. Maybe some of you were doing a lot of borrow bags. Maybe some of you were working very hard on your name list. Whatever you were doing, that's what you need to keep on doing. A lot of us, when we reach supervisor, manager, we go out of the elevator. So basically, you want to see the elevator as the elevator to success. Basically, like, the higher you go, the more income you have. So you can earn €100 a month. You can earn €500 a month. Some of you might even be able to earn 1,000, 2,000, 5,000, or some people even get to earn maybe €10,000 or more per month. And why do they do this? It's because they stay in the elevator. They keep doing the thing that got them to supervisor, that got them to manager. They don't get out. You know why people sometimes get stuck at 500, 1,000, 2,000 euros and so on? You know why I got stuck at that income I was after 2016 for a couple of years? Now I'm growing a lot. Now I'm back in the elevator and my business is going up so fast right now. But it was because I went out of the elevator. For 2 years, I went out of the elevator. I stopped doing what got me to soaring manager. I stopped doing what got me to chairman's bonus, because it was easier to just help my team. And, you know, I felt comfortable. You know, now I start earning so much money. I was like, oh, this feels great. Now now I'm not so motivated anymore to go out and get no's and speak to new people and maybe look stupid. So you need to keep doing the IPAs and keep doing what got you to that level, and act as an assistant supervisor, as supervisor. And when you're just working towards manager, keep doing that. And don't focus so much on my next topic, being a manager. A lot of us, we are just a manager. We're like a boss, like saying, do this, do that. We're like the motivator. I'm motivating my team. I'm so busy. I'm so busy. They're acting so busy, but they're not doing the work. They're not leading from the front. They might fake it. They're faking how much they're working, basically, but they're not really doing the work. And now when I'm really doing a lot of work, I really enjoy what I get results from it, because that is what my team needs. My team needs to see me recruiting people, selling products, everything, every day. And for example, yesterday I recruited one more person frontline because I'm out there doing the IPAs now. Hope this makes sense. Yes, Helle says wellness presentations. If you like to do product presentation at people's home, you know, and you got success from that, do that more, you know. Focus on your strengths. Don't try to learn everything. Focus on your strengths. All right. Next topic is MMMM, 5 M's. What is that? It means Matthias. No, it means meetings and meetings and meetings make money. You need to do a lot of meetings. It could be face-to-face context, maybe not now, but now it's maybe Zoom, WhatsApp video calling, Messenger video calling, whatever, or like phone conversation, like with prospects. A lot of meetings all the time with prospects, and also events. Big events like this one also make money. When you have a lot of team there and promote that and so on. So a lot of meetings every day is what makes money and CCs. So look at your calendar. What does your calendar look like right now? Do you have a lot of meetings scheduled? All right, my fourth topic for today is certainty. All right, let's pause right now. What is the best thing you have learned so far from this training? Write in the chat. What did you like most so far from the first part of my training? What was, did you have some takeaway points? Something that you really want to remember? You should not try to maybe do everything I said right now. Maybe take a couple of things or one thing that you really liked and really want to start implementing and remembering for yourself. Action marketing, IPA. All right. Meetings make money. Good. Do what's your strength. Stay in the elevator. All right. Master 1 to 2 mentors. Keep it stupid simple. Yes, building relationship. Great. So happy to see that. All right, let's continue. My fourth topic is certainty. Let's say you're in a relationship, okay? You maybe have a girlfriend, boyfriend, wife, husband, or if you don't, imagine it, all right? And then this person asks you, are you loyal to me? And you say, of course I'm loyal to you. I'm 99% loyal. What do you think happens? No, it's not good to be 99% loyal. Either you're 100% loyal or you're disloyal, right? So I call it 1% doubt and you are out. 1% doubt and you're out. This is one of the so important things to work on, is your certainty, your confidence in these things I'm going to talk about now. So you need to have 100%, not 99% belief in the products, first of all. Have you seen I have these products behind me? I think I'll just stop sharing and maybe talk a little bit about that very fast. Yeah, so we all love our products, right? And we all have favorite products. And I think this is a thing that a lot of us are using so much, the products every day. I hope you are taking so many products every day. I mean, I love these products. Yeah, and we all do. Do you love the products? What are some of your favorite products? Maybe write in the chat. But some of my new favorite products, you see, I have this lined up here because I'm doing product presentations every day online for many people. So I'm ready, But a couple of new products I really like right now. I mean, some of the new products I started having as my favorites are the super greens. I love this product. Is anyone like the super greens? I like it so much. It's amazing how you get to feel when you use it. And I also sell a lot of super greens. Now I also sell many of the other products, and also this product. Have you seen this? The exfoliator, smoothing exfoliator. Oh my God, I love this product. I sell it all the time. Almost all of my guests on my online presentation, they buy the exfoliator. I love this product. So yeah, focus on the products you love the most and you have most success with selling. Don't just focus on something because other people have success with it. Focus on the things that you really like and that you find that people buy all the time when you do product presentations. I hope you can see my PowerPoint slide again. Otherwise, let me know. The next thing is, and I'm not going to talk so much about that because most of you have 100% believe in your products, because they are truly amazing. The next thing is the company. So I think a lot of us really, really believe in the company. I mean, how can you not? This company is amazing, 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 amazing. I was at Accelerate last year, and my belief in this company was already 100%. But after Accelerate, it was now 200%. I mean, this these people behind this business, when I think about it, I get tears in my eyes because they are just so amazing, so caring. I cannot, when I think about to that experience with Accelerate, the way Greg was, Rex, and all the executive team, I was just like totally mind blown about how much this company cares for you, for us, for me, for all of us. And they really, really want to help. Greg, he was there with 30 people for, I think, 40 days. No, not 40 days, 4 days. And he was with us all the time. And, he have children at home. He has a wife at home. He has so many things. But he was there spending his whole time for 4 days just with 30 normal people. I mean, it was not like all the top leaders. It was like us normal people just for 4 days. He didn't spend much time with his children, with his family and so on, because he really cares. And it's not because he makes a lot of money from that. No. I mean, imagine how big this business is, 10 million distributors or FBOs or something like that. And he gets to spend this time with us. I mean, it was just incredible. And even though you have not been to Accelerate, you can use our belief on this company. This company will never let you down. Only you can let yourself down in this, and other people in the business, of course, in your team can maybe let you down, but not the company. Is always going to be there for you. So that is amazing. Network marketing. You need to have 100% belief in network marketing. And this one is a tough one for a lot of people. So why is it difficult? Because there are many disadvantages to network marketing. Yeah, that's what I said. There are many disadvantages to network marketing. Yeah, you get a lot of no's. It's not easy. It's not like quick money. It's not get rich quick. It's not like, as Rex say, it might not be as fast or as shiny as you may want it to be, because there are some disadvantages. It's not perfect, network marketing, but it's just better. It's just so much better than everything else. It was so much better than being a poker player. It's so much better than building a business from scratch, or trying to make a full-time living from investments, or trying to win the lottery, or anything else. Network marketing is not perfect. It's just so much better than every other thing. It's the most amazing opportunity there is, especially with Forever Living, in my opinion. And you need to really believe that deep down, that 100% you have believed that network marketing is amazing, and it's not perfect. It's just better than everything else. And it's really a way for people, normal people, to live and their dream, whatever it is, small or big goals. And then the last part is probably the hardest of them all, is believe in yourself. I know a lot of you think that you really truly believe in yourself. Maybe you don't. I thought I really had confidence in with myself, but I hit some kind of ceiling where, when I became soaring manager, it's like I was struggling a little bit still with my self-worth. Was I really worthy going for Sapphire, going for Diamond? So I really started working a lot of my mindset, and like really working more on myself, and feeling really happy and at peace and confidence, and having an amazing self-image, basically. So that is something we can constantly work on, having belief in ourselves and our own ability. And this comes with not talking bad things all the time to ourselves. Like, when I made a mistake, I punished myself in my own head. I was like, oh, you're so stupid. Why did you do that? Why did you mess up this phone call? And of course, my mind didn't want to contact more people because I felt so bad every time I made a mistake. So you really need to be your best cheerleader. Like, if you were your best friend, how would you talk to your best friend, or to yourself if you were your best friend? Are you treating yourself like you were your own best friend? And you need to do that. You need to treat yourself like your own best friend, your cheerleader, you're always talking good to yourself. And if you hear something bad and going on in your head, like, oh, why did you do that? You're like, I did my best. I'm really proud of you, Matthias. Good job, you know? All right. So I call it developing your rhino skin. So a lot of us, we are baby skin when we start the business. We're like, if there comes a bird and like pecks on our skin, it's like, ouch, that hurts, you know? When somebody say no, it hurts. When somebody quit the business, oh, it hurts, you know? But you need to develop your rhino skin. So when the bird comes and like pecks on your skin, it's like, huh, what was that? I didn't even feel it. Or like when people say no to you, it's like, yeah, amazing, awesome, next, you know? It's like you really need to develop that, and that takes some time. But here's what you can do to really develop it faster. You can attend every company event that you can, and I really want to congratulate all of you for being here today. You are really developing your rhino skin right now. So good job. Like, do like this on your shoulder right now. Good job. You know, it's amazing that you're here, and you are really developing yourself and your rhino skin. You can read and listen to personal development every day. There are so many good audiobooks. There's so many good videos, and what you can do to do that every day. Fill yourself up with personal development, good positive things. That is something that really will help you. And then listen to online trainings from leaders as well, whatever you can attend like you're doing right now. My last PowerPoint slide is the mental game. The mental game. I actually have, you could probably can't see it, but I just want to show it. I have a book from when I was playing poker. This is called The Mental Game of Poker. I don't recommend you to read that because that's about poker. But ever since I was a child, my parents always taught me about, you know, working on your mindset. And that's probably also one of the reasons why I became so successful already in forever, because a whole life I've been working on my mental game. Especially also when I was a poker player, I all the time worked on my mindset, worked on my mental game. And it's such a big part of this business is the mental game. So what can you do to work on that? I really recommend talk with your upline every day. How many of you talk with your upline every day? Not so many people. Why not? Why are you not talking with your upline every day? Maybe they can help you keep you on track, you know. So it can just be short, maybe a voice message on WhatsApp or Messenger, or give them a short call, or maybe arrange that you write or talk with them every day. And it's not their responsibility to call you. You need to call them. You need to ask them for help, for guidance. They would love to help you if this say, I want to do this, I want to go. And then you make sure you write to this person, you voice message, you call or whatever every single day, because that is going to help you so much. You also should do daily affirmations, maybe. Like it could be reading out loud. Today I'm going to be the best version of myself. Today I'm a recruiting machine. I'm going to help so many people, you know. This is also something you can do if you want. You can listen to mindset books. That is also really good advice. You can work crossline. As Kim mentioned in the start, I work a lot crossline. And I love to be sparring and be talking with other crossline who are on the same journey as me. You know, I played one of the highest levels in poker in the world when I was playing poker. Why did I become so successful with poker? It was because I was working crossline. I was finding other people who was also on the same journey as me. They were also trying to master this game of poker. And now we just talk every day. We sit there, we was talking. I remember one summer holiday, we were spending at least an hour just talking together and like learning from each other and like working together, you know? So maybe you can get together on Zoom and just work together. Don't say anything, just sit there and work each. Or like, yeah, but I like to work crossline. That is really a good advice that will help you a lot with your mental game. Set activity-based goals. So this is something I learned from back in the poker days. That is, you know, in poker, there's so much luck involved. That means that some days you win, some days you lose. So if you focus on the results, you're gonna feel really, really bad. So instead, you should focus on the activity. What can you do? What activities do you need to focus on today tomorrow, this month. And Sophia did an amazing training on the balloon model and how to set activity-based goals. And I use that model as well. You can track your activity. That is a great way to doing it on the balloon model. Some of you have other ways of doing that. So you can know exactly how many people did you show the business to, how many people did you lend the products to, whatever that month, product presentations and so on. And understand, this is so key. This is so key. And I learned this back in the poker days, but that is definitely also applies to forever living. Also the fact that sometimes you just, so some days you do a lot, but you don't see the results. And sometimes you almost do nothing and the results just comes in waves. So you need to focus on the activity and not the results, because sometimes it takes 3 months. If you don't see any results right now from the work you're doing, it takes 3 months before you really see the results. So keep focused on the activity and expect that the results will come. So I say focus on short-term goals. Have long-term visions, but don't focus on them. Focus on the short-term goals. What do I need to do this month, this week, this day? All right? Because if you just say, this year I'm going to be manager, it's so easy to not do the activity today. But if you say this week or today I need to get this done, you're like, okay, I have urgency. So that's so important that you have this feeling of urgency. It has to be today and not tomorrow. It has to be done this month, this week, today. All right? That is something I can really advise. Yeah, that's a big advice for me. All right, and I promised I would end up with sharing a couple of advice on some books that have helped me. So maybe you might want to read some of them as well. The first one is called Building an Empire by Brian Carruthers. And this is a system book, like basically how to work with network marketing. Another book I really like also for how to work, like skills, is called Game of Networking by Rob Sperry. And both of these books, they are also on Audible. Basically, you can listen to them. And so those are like people skills are so important to learn. And this book really teaches a lot about people skills. And then I have a couple of mindset books that I really like. The one here from Dave O'Connor with Natalie Healy. Many of you have probably heard about Natalie Healy. It's called How to Create the Mindset of a Network Marketing Champion. That was a book I said when I first read it. Natalie Healy, if you don't know, is one of the top FBOs in the whole forever world. And when I first read it, I was like, oh, I heard this. But now when I read it the second time, I was like, wow, this is amazing. And the last book is something I started reading right now. So I haven't read it yet, but from what I've read already, it's amazing. It's also from Rob Sperry. Yeah. And it's called The Game of Conquering. This is amazing also. So those were just some advice on some books. So please write in the chat, what has been the best thing you have learned from this whole today? What was the biggest takeaway that you have learned from today? What was the best thing for you? Write that in the chat, please. I would love to see. All right, I promise you I will watch all your messages. And I just want to say, I wish you really big success with your forever business. And I really hope that my time spent now will help you in your forever journey.
Thank you very much to Matthias. And I will try to let all the comments go here, because I know there's a lot of comments going on right now. And hopefully, maybe at the end of the day or later today, we can try to get some questions, maybe question answering, because I can see someone is already doing question answering. But as you probably know, we are in full speed here with a lot of speakers.
Sure.
And Matthias, I can see in the comments, people really love you. It's fantastic. I think I've been knowing you like the last 6 years. You're you're just growing and growing and growing and growing and growing in mindset, personality. You're maturing. You're only 27. I can imagine, you know, the next years or even decades, we have one of the top leaders sitting here in front of us. Just remember his name, you will see. Because you're building up your fundament, and it's so strong and so powerful. I'm getting goosebumps here because I've been on your journey, and I know where you come from. I know where you're going. So you have, as you can see, the eagle behind. You have several awards also, because your cross sign, they really, your colleagues, they admire you. So you I can only say thank you, and then I think I need to do some noise. We have some noise. This was Sophia, Matthias friend, and we want to thank you. Can we get some screens out there? I have my noise going on here. So thank you, Matthias, and have a blessed Sunday.
Thank you so much, Kim, and all the nice words in the chat. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Welcome. And right now we are preparing for our next speakers. I can see he's sitting, waiting here in the panel room. This is another great international speaker. He's actually been hosting rallies. He's been hosting, been a host there. He is a really strong leader. He has a lot of power, and he's building internationally, nationally. And I've been together with this guy in Bangladesh and all over the world. We've been together. He's like a brother to me, and he is one of our leading experts in Scandinavia when it comes to health, when it comes to training, to fit, to the mindset of success and winner. And so I want you to prepare yourself and to welcome a guy who's senior eagle. He's been with his wife Rosario. They have +10, I don't even know how many German bonus qualifications. So could we make some noise for Ronnie Quist? He is now, oh, I need to make some noise here. One moment. Let's make some noise. He's coming here. Yes, Ronnie Quist from Sweden, South Sweden, actually 10 kilometers from where I'm sitting. So, yeah, go for it. Ronnie Quist, Senior Eagle, and upcoming superstar in forever. Welcome, Ronnie.
Thank you so much, Kim.
How are you today?
I'm doing fantastic.
I love the background.
We're just sitting 10 minutes from each other, you know?
Oh, yeah, and the whole world is here, you know, this is unbelievable.
Exactly. Thank you for the invitation.
I will mute out, and the stage is yours.
Thank you so much. All right, guys. Welcome to this part of the presentation. I hope that you can hear me, and if you can hear me clear and loud, just write in the comments where you're from, so I can see where you're from and that you can hear me and see me and everything is working. We have India, Nigeria, Denmark, UK. Wow, awesome, fantastic. I get super excited to be able to do this in front of so many people from so many countries all around the world. And I want you to give a big shout out to Kim Madsen for arranging this without getting tired weekend after weekend. I think it's amazing, and it shows what kind of a leader he is. He's standing in front of the ship and showing the way in these difficult times. But what I'm going to do is do a little bit of a twitch towards what you've been listening to Matthias has been talking about. I'm going to give you the health part from my background. I'm an exercise physiologist. I'm going to explain to you in the end my background more detail-wise, but I want to jump straight into my presentation and make sure that you get the best from what I can give you right now. So I want to give you where Matthias was taking you, and I want to give you some of the details from that, because when you start your day, you're going to see that you have a possibility to affect your health in so many ways, and so many more ways than you know. But think about it. You wake up in the morning, your alarm clock goes off, your brain goes on, you hit that snooze button, you lay there and think, and you start to think about what you have done the day before. You start to thinking about the problems that you have in front of you. Those thoughts you have are connected to your feelings, and your feelings are connected to your past. So already before the day has started, now you have already a predicted future because of the pathway that you have chosen to take. You start to scroll on social media, you start to scroll on the news, you are letting the world affecting your mindset, and suddenly you are not in the best possible setup to have a good mindset. And when we get started this way, we usually have just like all the other day, we listen to the same music, we listen to the same pod, we're getting into the traffic, we get to the office, we have a mindset that is actually predictable because of the way we started the day. Now, the same routines create the same thoughts, and the same thoughts create the same results. And when we get into this way, it's like the old pathway. And if we want to have any type of changes in life, we need to understand we have to find a better way. Since we are in command of our thoughts, we need to program what we let into our thoughts. How do we start the day? What is my routine in the morning? Do I have a morning meditation? Do I have a morning mindset routine? What am I doing in the morning to get the best possible results of my day? So let today be the day you give up who you've been for who you want to become. Because you can become more than you think is possible if you decide to. If you decide to make a change, because I was looking in the comments when Matthias was talking and giving you the great lecture from his experience and wisdom, and I could see some of the results with a lot of you commenting, well, I have a low self-esteem, or I don't believe in myself, and so on. When you are on that path, that is where you are going as well, because where your mind goes, your wish is my command, and you start to think like you talk. And when that happens, you have already created on the pathway where you're on. So we need to understand that we can change that, because we know today that science has proven that our brain translates every thought into chemical equivalent. So negative thought not only affects the brain, but also infects the intestine. So anxiety, stress, or negative thoughts can, in various ways, impair the function of the intestine, and thus, among other things, also your immune system. So if we are working daily with our mindset, and it's a training, just like you go to the gym and train your muscles, or you go run in the woods to train your cardio, you can train your mind so that you get actually much healthier and significantly can do much more positive things than you can imagine. So if our thoughts can make us sick, well, then we need to understand that our thoughts can also make us healthy. So if we change our thoughts, we can change our life. So when we start to understand this, we can make so much shift in our life that takes us on another pathway that we before didn't think was possible, because we were in our unconscious already on a pathway that was leading us to where we don't want to go. And we couldn't see a way out of it, but there is a way out of it. Because when we start to use the capacity of the brain, we start to understand that all the brain cells are connected. And if we train the brain, we can train the brain to go in different directions and create other feelings that ticks other hormones, that open up new doorways, that gives us new possibilities that we before didn't think was possible. So when we get into this, we can start new experiences based on that we actually train our brain for the next level. And it's all about mindset training. It's all about meditation. It's all about having grateful routines and all those things that we need to focus on, especially when we're working on a business, a home-based business. We always need to work harder on ourselves than we'd ever do on the job. So if we can shape our brain in a positive way that also affects our immune system, then we need to understand that it's actually up to us. We can have the brain on the left that is dull, dark, and negative, and we can have the brain to the right that is bright, colorful, and positive. And it's up to us to actually train our brain to get into this momentum of positivity. But it takes training, because you need to understand that just like you see behind me, you see the aloe field behind me. If the farmers don't take care of the aloe field, the weed will take over the fields. Just like the brain, if you don't take away the weed from the brain, the weed takes over. And it's just like the garden, then all the negativity takes over instead of the positive things you want to grow and develop. And how can we help our brain to develop in a positive way and give the brain the tools that helps us? Well, we know that the Arctic Sea is a tremendous product when it comes to brain health. I'm not talking about curing anything. I'm just talking about boosting the capacity of giving the tools for the brain that the Arctic Sea, the omega-3 fatty acids with the EPA and the DHA substances in omega-3 fatty acids actually does. And now we also have a new product for the brain, which is the Forever Focus. And when you suddenly have a better focus, a better level of concentration, you have more energy for the brain, it's easier to stay on the positive side. It's easier to start to work on all those skills. So that's two tremendous products that I strongly recommend. We don't have the Forever Focus in Scandinavia yet. I'm holding my thumbs that we are getting it soon. I got so excited when Forever released the Forever Focus on the Global Rally the other weekend, because that's one of the biggest trends right now. It's like the supplement for the brain, and we have such a huge advantage of getting one of those high quality supplements for the brain into our range of products. But before you get that, if you don't have it yet, make sure you take your Arctic Sea on a daily basis. That's one of my top 3 recommendations when it comes to all our supplements. But if we look at the brain, we need to understand, like I just said in a couple of slides ago, how it's connected to the brain. The brain is connected to the gut, because we have the gut-brain connection between the microbiota, which is like what I call the rainforest in our intestine, and how that is connected to the brain and how the brain is connected back. Because like we talked about a few slides ago, when you are anxious, when you are nervous, or when you are not feeling mentally good, you can actually see and feel the effect in your gut, right? You're nervous, you know what a nervous stomach is, and so on. So we know that there is the connection, but also we have learned to understand in the last few years research that's been proven that there is a connection between psychological diseases and lower amount of bifidobacterium and lactobacillus, which is like 2 of the bacteria strains that is super important for our gut health. And also the lactobacillus rhamnosus and the bifidobacterium longum are both directly connected to the microbiota and gut-brain axis. So when we are taking care of our intestine, like I'm give you the nickname of the inside of the intestine, the rainforest, we make sure that we fertilize the rainforest and help it flourish and getting balanced. Then we are also at the same time affecting our brain. Because if we look in the last few years, over 10,000 scientific studies only in 2017 when it comes to the intestinal flora, more than 1 article every hour right now. There is 39 billion organisms in the gut. So we have more organisms in the gut than we have cells all over our body. So the intestinal flora is the center of our health. So I would say that the intestinal flora rules. And if we take a look at how we live life today, what we consume with sugar, artificial stuff, and trans fats and strange chemicals, we are putting so much pressure on our intestines, and there's so much stuff that is getting stuck in our intestines because of the lifestyle we live. We should eat food that comes from nature. We should give the intestine what it's made to break down. If we look at the modern society today with the refined sugar and refined wheat and soda to drink and cookies and everything that we put in ourselves, it's actually made up of stuff that the body and our intestines cannot even identify, because we have the same DNA that we have been having for thousands of years. And it's only the last 100 years or so that we've been starting to eat strange stuff that is not like natural for us. And the gut has no way of identifying what this is and cannot break it down. And that's why we see today all these kind of inflammatory problems, and not only in the gut, but also around the body. So number one thing is like to not putting so much crap into our system, because it's like having a car that is made for gasoline and we put diesel in it. We will destroy the engine. And that's exactly what we are doing when we are having the wrong habits for our gut, for example. And if you look at the picture here, you see there is the circle, and on the left side of the circle, there is this really high, nice Willis, which is called the inside of the intestine. And on the right side, you see a damaged Willis, which is like destroyed, and you see it's more flat. And that's what I call the rainforest. Because if you look at the rainforest, you have the low vegetation, the grass on the ground, and then you have the little bushes, and then you have the small trees, and then you have the big trees. And all of those are the same thing with our intestine. The Willis, all the trees and the small trees and the big trees and the stuff that is growing on the ground, the thicker that layer is, the more protected your gut is. But when you throw in a painkiller, when you throw in a lot of sugar, when you throw in all kinds of things that the gut doesn't know how to handle, your gut start to look like on the right side. Your intestinal flora gets damaged, and it's like you burn the rainforest, and then the layer of the rainforest getting thinner. And if you look in the circle in the middle, you see the red line at the bottom. That's your blood vein, and on the top is the inside of your gut. And there is yeast, there is toxins, there is parasites, there is damaging bacteria, there is breaking down food particles. And when you have damaged your gut flora and the intestinal wall is getting thinner, then you get what is called a leaking gut syndrome. And when you get a leaking gut syndrome, you get a leakage out in your blood circulation, which basically means that all this stuff that is not good for you is coming out in your blood circulation, and it goes out to your organ, it goes up to your brain, and you can get all kinds of side effects because of that. The intestinal flora has been damaged. So we need to give the intestinal flora what it wants. We need to feed it with what it wants. And if we look at it in that perspective, if you give the intestinal flora and your gut the probiotics, the prebiotics. The probiotics are all those billions of bacteria that you have in your gut, and they should be as good as possible because that's your protection, and as little as possible of the bad stuff. And when you give your probiotics some prebiotics, which basically mean high quality fiber, it's really the food for the probiotics. So we are feeding the probiotics with prebiotics. And in this way, we are nourishing and growing our rainforest, and it's just giving them the tools so it works better. Because then we know also as a fact today, we have proven in studies that schizophrenia, autism, ADHD, Crohn's disease, ulcerative colitis, rheumatoid arthritis, Parkinson, Alzheimer's, and so on, most of the time starts in the gut. So if an unbalanced gut can create all these problems, then imagine what you can do if you just take care of your health. I'm not talking about treating these diseases. No. We never talk about that. I'm talking about helping your body not getting these kind of problems because you take care of your health. Remember, we're in the health business. We're in the health industry. My passion is providing better health to people, the knowledge about health, the inspiration about health. Even though I'm of course super proud and super happy about the business, but I don't think I would be in this business if we wouldn't be a health company, because the double pleasure of helping other people getting healthier, helping our fellow colleagues getting healthier, helping millions of people around the world making better choices when it comes to their health, and at the same time, being able to provide a smarter way of working and a better lifestyle. That's fantastic to have the both things. But I wouldn't have been sitting here if it wouldn't be because we are in the business of health. So my passion, my true passion, is helping people to understand what they can do to get a better quality of life, because of the way we can affect our own health and the health of our families. So remember one thing, if nothing else, from this presentation: your happy hormone, serotonin, is produced in your gut. Now, if your gut is not balanced, we know that the gut will not produce serotonin the way it should. Now, if 95% of the serotonin is produced in your gut, now imagine you have you're feeling depressed, or you are not in a mental good shape, and you go to the doctor, and the doctor is asking you how you're doing, and you're telling them how you feel and so on. Never once will you get the question, so how is your intestine? Because this is, everyone thinks about a mental problem is it's something with the brain. Well, now if you think about it, if the serotonin is produced in the gut, shouldn't it be smart to feed the gut with the right food, with the right stuff, so the function of the gut is balanced, so the gut can produce the serotonin, which is one of the things that makes you actually have the opportunity to feel happy. So that's why, another reason why we need to take care of our gut. And when we provide with a wide range of bacteria to our gut, there's actually between 170 and 200 different strains of bacteria in your gut, and we need all of them. And some of them that, as we know, are more important for the overall health, and that it's smart to take as a supplement. But it's not only the diversity, it's the ideal balance. So some of these that are super important for our health, and that is actually getting destroyed by the modern lifestyle, we need to balance up, and in that way we can help the gut balance in so many ways. Another example of this is that when you look at some of the bacterial strains, have shown to suppress effects of anxiety, depression, and Alzheimer's. Just as an example, the neurotransmitter in the brain, GABA, is produced by the bacteria. The bifidobacterium and the lactobacillus bacteria that you have in your gut, or should have in your gut, are producing this neurotransmitter for the brain. So just imagine if you are low on these two different type of bacteria in your gut, no wonder that the effect can be negative brain-wise. So what we need to understand is to live a life where we are putting healthy fibers, a lot of water, a lot of vegetables, a lot of fruits, smart supplements to help the gut balance itself. It's not treating anything that I'm talking about. I'm talking about giving the body the tools it needs to function the way it should. That's why I'm always talking about the aloe gel as the number one. I'm not talking about curing anything. I'm talking about getting the happy gut, to giving the gut the opportunity to be happy, because it's getting what it wants. And the aloe is so complex when it comes to all the active ingredients you have in the natural plant. And since Forever is the number one producer of high quality aloe, you know that you get, like you see from my background here, the aloe in the yellow bottle is the same exactly as the aloe field that we grow. And we grow it the right way, without pesticides, without insecticides, hand harvest, hand picked, hand filleted, and then our patented solution of how to get 99.7% pure aloe the way it was meant to be to you anywhere in the world. That's the number one product. Has been in my refrigerator now for over 20 years. I drink it on a daily basis, and that's what I'm talking about all the time. I love all the new products, but this is what I'm always coming back to, because it doesn't matter how much smart supplements you take, because if your gut is not happy, doesn't matter what we put in the body. So the number two thing that I like to give you the advice to use for a happy, healthy gut is our Forever Active Pro B, because these two are fantastic. Not only have our Pro B probiotics, it also has prebiotics, but also the aloe works as a prebiotic. So this combination of the aloe and the Pro B is just out of this world perfect. So the Arctic Sea, the Pro B, and the aloe gel is my number 3 picks when it comes to the products any day of the week, period. I'm using more products than that, but if I have to give you my advice on my top 3, there you have it. Then we'll go over to our food and what we eat. If we want to look at the future of what we should eat, I think we're going to see more variety of many fiber-rich products, fiber-rich nutrients. Nutritional density should be high. The main problem in the world today is that we eat food that is not nutritional dense. It's, there's a lot of calories and low levels of micronutrients like the vitamins and the minerals. So we need rich in vitamins, rich in minerals, and good fats and polyphenols and so on, the secondary nutrients, what we call them as well. And we're going to see that we're going to focus more on complex carbohydrates that are absorbed at the bottom of our intestine. And guess what? When we give the intestine the complex carbohydrates, it makes us happier. This is one of the reasons why people that lives on a low carb, high fat diet, many times they eat too little of the vegetable parts, and a lot of them, they lose weight and they get leaner, but a lot of them mentally don't feel so good. And this is because many times they're lacking the complex carbohydrates, which basically is the reason why they have that side effect. So I always get the question, do we need supplements really? I mean, I'm eating all the vegetables and I'm eating all the fruits and so on and so on. But when we start to look at the details of our food today, we see that over farming prevents valuable nutrients being replenished into the soil. We see that the soil contains up to 80% less nutrients than it did just a few decades ago, resulting in less nutrients in our food. And then, of course, the way we grow our crops today with all kinds of strange chemicals sprayed on our fields and or our greenhouses or whatever it is we're growing in. That's the number one problem. The number two problem is that we're not even buying the healthy stuff. I usually joke about just go on a Friday afternoon and see what people are filling their shopping carts with. I don't see many shopping carts overflowing with vegetables and fruits. I see them overflowing with crap like you see in the picture. It's okay to eat that once in a while. It's okay to to feast on some stuff every now and then. But when we start to do it on a daily basis or frequently, we're getting it into trouble. It's just a matter of time before the body says, hey, I can't handle this anymore. And suddenly we are starting to see all kinds of unbalances with our health. We need to understand that we have a body that is so smart and that is so complex and that it's so impressive in so many ways. We haven't even understood every part of how the physiology in our anatomy works. And in this complex body of ours, we need to give the body what it needs. And it needs all the nutrients, all the vitamins, all the minerals, all the secondary nutrients. And many times today, that's what's lacking in the daily routines of what we eat and drink. And even if we eat and drink what we should, the level of nutrients is too low. That's why my fourth recommendation is always some kind of multivitamin. My absolute favorite is the Forever Daily. Number one reason is because we have lycopene in it, which is a super interesting ingredient that should be in our tomatoes today, that we see in the modern agriculture has actually replenished, taken away these important nutrients. The other thing is the coenzyme Q10 that you also have in the Forever Daily. In the international version of the Forever Daily, you also have something called resveratrol, which is super good for your brain. And besides that, you have all the vitamins and all the nutrients made from and packed together with the most nutrient-dense fruits and vegetables and berries. Love it. Absolutely love it. I take one of those with every meal I have. And then also I use the Forever Super Greens. I love that as products as well, just like Matthias showed you guys. But still my Forever Daily is my number one pick. My Super Greens, super good product for all vegan friends out there. Super complex in its combination. I use that one in my smoothies. I use that one mixed together with I take the RG together with the Super Greens mixed in the aloe. Just drink it as a super duper turbo drink. Fantastic. And here again, as the nutrient for our body in general, also our Arctic Sea again. And then we come down to the exercise and the connection to the brain, because I think it's really interesting that most people don't understand that if we're going to have a full functioning brain, we need to exercise, because when we use our muscles, we actually stimulate the brain. And the whole structure of our physiology is that our body is actually carrying around the center of our body, carrying around the computer. This is where everything is happening. This is like the command center, even though the gut is the number one part that I talk about. The connection between the little brain and the big brain, and sometimes I say which is the little and which is the big brain. Super, super interesting, but we need to understand how this works. And if we look at the muscles are made up of all these different parts that is actually stimulated when we use our muscles. And you have all these muscles in your body that is made for one thing, and that is movement. And the funny thing is, like, when you move, you see right there in the picture the mitochondria that is producing the energy for the muscles and for our whole body. When we're starting to use the muscles, we are also affecting our memory. We are affecting our mental capacity. We are affecting our immune system. We are affecting so many things when we exercise. So we need to understand that this is a huge part of our health. Now I'm going to give you like an interesting part that is connected to training. It's fairly new, unknown channels in the brain that takes care of the waste products in the brain. And it has shown that when we are in our deep state of sleep, this garbage system in the brain starts to work. And it has shown that when you exercise on high intensity exercise, the cleaning of the brain, the glymphatic system, works more effectively when you on a regular basis do high intensity training, but also getting a massage, getting other treatments, you know, to get touched, to do yoga, to drink a lot of water, to eat magnesium-rich food. You have our Forever Calcium, which has a nice level of magnesium in it, and all other antioxidants combined with the magnesium, but also going to the bathroom on a daily basis. If you eat every day, you go to the bathroom and do number 2 every day. If you don't, you're getting toxins stuck in your intestine, in your large intestine, and that in other ways creates other problems. But also it affects the brain. So that's also when we physically move more, we have a better stool movement because the intestines getting worked on. And also we know that intermittent fasting is very good for the glymphatic system, which like a C9, the first 2 days of the C9 is like, you know, 2 days of fasting, which is super good for the intestine, super good for your brain, super good for your overall health. And then you have the other 7 days of calorie restricted diet, which is super nice. And this way you're also helping the glymphatic system. So when it comes to exercise, what do I recommend? Of course, our RG Plus, our outstanding RG product. I was one of the first persons when this product got released to test it in Scandinavia. And back then I was still working with some athletes, and I had a professional ice hockey player from the NHL, National Hockey League in the US, that has won the Stanley Cup and so forth. He was the first person who tested it before it got released on the Swedish market, and he was both my client and my customer, since I was his personal coach. And the result he experienced, and all the other people that I was training at that time, what they experienced with the RG Plus was just outstanding. But I don't only recommend it to people that exercise on a hard level. I give it as well to my 87-year-old mother, because it's a super smart product to use in so many ways. But it comes to, in this case, when it comes to exercise, this is my number one product to go. So here I've been giving you nutrition. I've been giving you exercise in relation to our products, how the intestine and the brain works together, what you can do to help your system function better and get healthier. But I'm going to come back to this product again, because when we look at it the way I see it, I think too many of us are talking about too many different products and are trying to sell everything to everyone. You need to listen to the need of people before you recommend something. And I know for a fact, after 20 years in this company and as a health and nutrition expert for over 28 years, I'm going to tell you this: the number one product you need to talk about is the aloe gel. You can talk about all the products as well, of course, but the aloe gel is the number one product that we need to start talking about. The number one product that people should use for the rest of their life. Of course, they should use the Arctic Sea and the Forever Daily and the RG Plus and the Pro B and so on and so on. But if you start with anything that can give you the biggest health effects for as many people as possible when it comes to helping people having a balanced gut health, I can not more hardly recommend anything else but to get people to try to drink aloe. Get them to drink aloe for 3 months, and then they can see, is this something I want to continue with or not? The reason why I say do it for 3 months is that it takes time to balance the gut. But I also always tell people when I recommend the aloe, I also tell them that I can give you all the health supplements in the world, but if you're not thinking about what you're eating, if you're not starting to try to eat healthier, you're not going to get the best effect from the product. Because it's when you start to live healthier and start to providing the body with the food we should eat, then a drink like the aloe drink is going to give you even better benefits, bigger benefits, and we can help more people. And that's what we're out here to do, isn't it? Help people get healthier. And the more people we can help get healthier, the happier we get. But the number one person you need to help first is you. What happened when there is an emergency on an airplane? The oxygen mask go down. Who should you put that on first? Even though you have a small child next to you, it's yourself. Because if you're not helping yourself, you're never going to be able to help anyone else. And I think, and I hope you agree with me on this one. I cannot see the chat, so I'm sorry if I don't comment or what you're writing, if you're writing anything right now. But I challenge you on one thing. I want us, the forever business owners around the world, to be leaders in health, not only in business. We should be leaders in health. And the number one person you should lead health-wise is you. The second person you should lead health-wise is your family. To focus on your health so that you become a good role model for your customers. You become a good role model for your team. You become a good role model for forever and for everyone you meet, because we are role models in one of the biggest and best health companies in the world. And we should live accordingly, to my opinion. So if you agree on that, we should be on a health mission, because I believe that if we are on a health mission, we're going to help more people with better health. And if we help more people to better health, we're going to have a bigger business. And it's not the other way around, I believe. So you can also do this, of course. I'm very keen on the boxes as well. And if you look at it, the way I see this is that you can start anyone on a C9, for example. Everybody, is getting benefits from having a cleanse every now and then. And you get someone to get on a C9, and the benefits are that they are getting their intestines to rest. They're restricting the calorie intake, and most people are eating too many calories compared to how much their body need. They're starting to eat healthier. They're getting the bunch of positive effects from the C9, and you have all the recommendations in the booklet. Now, after these 9 days, if the person needs to lose weight, then they continue on the F15 path. You can start with a beginner, depending on where you are on the level. But you continue on the F15 path until you reach your target weight. And then you go down and continue with the Vital 5 products as your main focus. There is a reason why Forever put together the Vital 5 package. There is a reason. It's like a nutritional bomb. That's the best of the best that you have packaged in a box. And for the people that has taken the C9, that don't need to lose any weight, they need to continue on the health path, then they just don't go on the 15, they go on the Vital 5 right away. And there we have in this way, we have a solution for our customers of how to live healthier and how to have a better capacity of withstanding whatever that is happening around you. My name is Ronnie Kvist. I'm an author and exercise physiologist. I have been chosen to be one of the top 100 speakers in Sweden. I've been a principal of a school for personal trainers, Nordic champion in weightlifting. I was in the national team in track and field, in athletics, you say as well. Owner of a rehab clinic for many years. I worked as a personal trainer for many years, strength and conditioning expert, educating other strength and conditioning coaches, coaching world-class athletes. I've been managing fitness centers. I've been over 20 years in Forever. I'm a health hack freak. I consume tons of information on a daily basis when it comes to how we can improve our health in so many ways. And I always try to see how can I fit Forever into this so that I can keep on being on the path of not only inspiring my organization and my business, but also spreading the health knowledge to other FBOs and their customers and their contacts around the world. I've also been a speaker at the Wimbledon tennis tournament, and I'm the author of the book you see in the middle. Sorry that it's not in English. I just wrote it in Swedish and haven't had it. I haven't focused on translating it, but actually thinking about doing it this year. My name is Ronnie, and I am forever. Thank you for listening. Thank you for engaging, and thank you so much, Kim, for letting me speak in front of this fantastic group. I hope you guys have enjoyed the presentation. I hope you enjoyed what I've been sharing, and hey, hope you use this information and think about, just like Matthias said before, what can you use from what I shared with you? What can you use to improve your health and your family's health, and take it from there and show the world? Thank you so much. Over to you, Kim. Well, it doesn't seem like Kim is there right now, so I can answer some questions if you have any. I'm going to try to see if there pops up any questions. Thank you guys so much. All this nice, sweet comments I see coming in the comment fields, and it's such a fantastic feeling to see all of you guys from all around the world. And yeah, just wanting you to really take this on, to be conquering the health around the world. Health is what we need right now, guys, right? It's really something that is on my mind 24/7, with all the worrying going on. And like we started with thinking about the brain, and now we are going through the whole system. And yeah, so much. I just saw one question popping up there. My top 3 products for me is the aloe gel. Never get confused what product is the number 1. The Arctic Sea and the probiotic. Those are my 3 top recommendations. How can guide a gym trainer? Aloe is better than steroid. Steroid is, I mean, it has nothing to do with health. If someone's tried to talk about steroids, like someone asking the questions here, it's because they haven't understood what they're doing. So sorry, it's, that answer is going to be super long. What's your suggestion to men's health? It's the same what I'm talking about. If I would add anything to this, according to men's health, it would be, of course, Vitalize Man, of course. So we can actually do a little natural way of helping our hormonal balance for men. Gym trainers of Light Ultra. It's depending also, I mean, there's so many questions. There's not one easy answer. You have to understand that our Forever Ultra Light is a meal replacement protein drink. It's not like protein only. It's a meal replacement powder. So it's two different things. Weight management, F15, period. Start with SC9, go with F15. I'm not going to talk about solution for the coronavirus connected to our products. We should not go there, because we were going to get slaughtered, and it's nothing to talk about. It's taking care of your health. It has nothing to do with take this particular product. It's take care of your health and build up your immune system. That's the most important stuff. Any product for children and adults? Speech. I mean, I'm doing a different presentation for different focuses. And yeah, there is presentations for that as well, of course. Can heart patients? Well, I'm not going to get into talk about the sick people and what products, because then it becomes medical advice, and I'm not a doctor, and I shouldn't go with any kind of medical advice. Migraine, a big deal for people. I would say like this: when it comes to migraines, take care of your health, because migraine is just a signal that most of the time that you are out of balance health-wise. When you start to eat what the body needs to eat, and you start to live healthier, most of the time migraine problems disappear. And of course, when I talk about living healthier, it also includes the supplements I've been talking about. But I never say that a specific supplement has a specific result on any type of diagnosis. No, no, no. It's just a part of the whole solution of how you live healthy. The best way of promoting RG is the best RG product on the market. If you want to have the best effect of your workouts, you use the RG. If you want to have the best recovery, which everything about training is about, how fast do we recover? You know, the faster we recover, the faster we can train again. So when you take the RG, you're getting the best of both worlds. You're getting the better results of the actual workout, but you also speed up the recovery so that you can work out more frequent on a higher level. Yeah, I give speeches about hormonal imbalances in menopause as well. Yes. I cannot answer that right now because it's a long answer. I think we are okay there, Kim, right?
You are absolutely. They could put, you know, this is so inspiring, and you have so much knowledge, and that's also why you're invited to speak everywhere, because you know, it's about giving confidence to the product. You know, you know, you've been with us 22 years, and as one of our absolutely experts, and we are. I have countless of speeches you have been doing because you're so passionate and you really take care of the health of everyone. And so maybe we can get a session from you one of the weekdays where you go more in details, or where you do.
We can take a specific area and do something like that. Yeah, sure.
Is anyone interested in this? And type in the chat, because then we will closing while we have him. So should we do a special training? CC, yes, with Ronnie Quist, where okay, it looks like. So it's better take you while we have you here. So
I just bring the aloe plants behind me and I go speak anywhere.
All right, that's cool. You know, so. Thanks a lot to you, Ronnie.
Thank you, Kim.
I just watch on YouTube, on Facebook also. You know, while you're sitting, I need to say, you know, one of our country managers who's like a brother for me. I love him very, very much. It's the Turkish country manager, Ilka. And he is the most dedicated, passionate, warm, loving, caring. You know, when I speak with him, it's like speaking with Rex. He is a fantastic. Do you know what he's doing? He's sitting on the Turkish Facebook, live streaming, translating you and translating all our speakers while you're on. So you've been actually translated to Turkish while you've been speaking also. Should we give a warm applause for Ilka? So, you are absolutely fantastic, Ilka. So let's bring in my audience here and say, yeah, thank you to Ronnie Quist. Go. See you in one of our next trainings.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
This is crazy. You know, we are everywhere, and we are live streaming. I know many of the leaders are sitting live streaming also. I'm not sure how many is so dedicated as Ilka, who's sitting here on my other screen, but fantastic. We are spreading our products, our knowledge, our training, our company, not only you know, to the whole world. We are going, I promise you, the vision is clear. We are going not only we are going country by country, continent by continent. We're going city by city, region by region, street by street, house by house. We are going to bring our products everywhere. You know, it'll be just as normal to brush teeth in the morning as drinking aloe vera in the morning. I promise you, we are going to go shoulder by shoulder. We are joining forces, the whole world of our leaders, country managers, executives. We are going to take this company to a totally other level that nobody can even imagine, beyond anybody's imagination. And I think we prove it with all the speakers we have, for all the, and this is just, you know, some of them. We have endless, and this is our English speakers. You know, we have. Can you imagine how many top leaders and speakers we have speaking different languages, different countries? You know, this is wild. Um, I've been communicating a little bit with Omar Tas, who's also a great friend of mine, great friend, one of my Turkish brothers. Everyone who knows me, they know that I have a big heart in Turkey, we've been discussed just a short idea. It might be an idea because I know that a lot of you guys has become new managers, new supervisors, new assistant managers, even senior soaring sapphires, etc. And you know, for Rex, it is so important that we recognize, you get recognized, that the whole world have to know that you qualify the next level. And it's so painful, I guarantee you. I cannot say, but I guess Rex is sitting at home and say, wow, we are not celebrating, we are not recognizing our new pin levels around the world, and we don't even know when, because we don't know where there's no we don't know when this is ending. We don't know when we will meet again physically and give you your well-deserved pin. But one thing we could do, and that's been running in my brain, and I just discussed it with Omar. Why I discussed it with Omar? Because I think Turkey is doing one of the most beautiful recognitions I have seen ever. Really beautiful, fantastic recognitions. And I asked if it could be an idea that we maybe next weekend or next weekend, again, depends how fast we can do this, could do like a worldwide recognition here on Zoom, and bring your flyers and maybe get some success stories for some of you guys, and get you just a kind of recognition where we show the whole world that you became manager or senior manager, where if you got a new position during this period, of course. So just an idea, and it's just bringing up. But so anyway, we have to get ready to our next speaker, and now you will meet another one of my brothers here in forever, John and his great wife. You know, I have so many photos with you guys, John, and because we have been in GLD together for many years, and you were even a 12-5 qualifier, and you are not only a great leader in forever, but a great friend. And I admire your hard work and your dedication, and everything you know, this business goes up and down, and when you struggle a little bit like we do worldwide now, you know, we find the real captains, the strong leaders, you know, who is on the bridge, who is navigating here. And here you will see one of the great captains that makes me feel safe on this in this ship and this company. So he's not only making millions and millions and millions of dollars in forever, but he also helped endless of people succeed in their businesses. He actually have more than 50 frontline managers, even diamonds front lines. So he's a double diamond. There's few of them in the world, and here's one of them. So can you help me make a big screen so they can hear it. He's sitting down in Nigeria, I guess, or you're in Canada or US, I don't know. You never know where these double diamonds are around, you know. So can we have a big screen and welcome with some noise here? Let's welcome John Equirin from Nigeria, double diamond! Yeah! He's here, he's real. He's just in front of us. Come in.
Can you hear me?
We hear you, John. Welcome. We hear you and we see you.
Yes, Kim, are you here? Can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you.
Good. Are you hearing me, Kim? Thank you very much. I want to thank everyone and thank you most especially for this great initiative. I will tell you that you have touched the lives of so many people, and people are happy, people are excited about these great events you have put together. And I've been introduced already. What I want to share with you is the journey, my journey to the top. And as I go ahead sharing my journey with you, I want you to learn some lessons along the way. We stumbled sometimes, we made mistakes, but we corrected it. So as I begin to talk about my journey, I hope we all will come along with me, because I expect everyone listening today to put an eye on the top of the peak. So we all have our respective journeys in forever. Tomorrow, I still have an occasion to do a presentation to invited guests. There I will talk about my story properly. But we joined Forever year 2002, and we didn't take it serious until 2003, when we started seeing the benefits, health benefits, and others. So like I said, tomorrow, I will begin with my story in full swing. I believe sincerely from all I have experienced in Forever that a man's journey in life is never complete without an opportunity that Forever offers. I don't know how many of you agree with that. That is my personal view. Any man needs the opportunity. We need the product. We need the Forever opportunity to effect a transformation in our lives. So I've enjoyed it all this while, over 18 years in this business. So all I will share with you is a bit of my journey. And like I said, as we go ahead, please learn from my journey. When we joined the business, it didn't make sense to us because I didn't see what people were saying. A lot of skepticism, doubts, like, are you sure this is real? Because it sounds too good to be real. And of course, it all depends on your mind, how you perceive. So we went ahead. I was told the first thing, if I must grow to become a leader, not just having your sponsor. Your sponsor have brought to the business, but you still need a committed mentor or committed mentors. I was like, where do I get these mentors from? And it informed me that somebody who will be the mentor must be the person that is more knowledgeable, more experienced, and somebody who is willing to be committed to your course of growth in the business until you become successful. Somebody that is successful already and acting as a role model to you. In fact, I was searching at my mind, how do I get such a person? And behold, the qualities I've explained now, I found them in two different personalities that God brought together as one. You know who I'm talking about now? Jane Leach and John Curtis. They were there for us in the process of building our dreams and goal setting. The process perfected our vision because we had this long vision. We commenced this business. How far can we go? What do we want to achieve? And we needed these mentors to help us perfect our vision. They were there to also strengthen our belief system because sometimes your belief can be wavering. They were all the time there to ensure and to encourage us taking the first bold step. Because sometimes we develop cold feet. But each time I give a call, Jen will say, no, go ahead and do it. So when you have people like that as the mentor, then you go far in the business. But I will share with you very quickly the roles of good mentors. There are mentors. But these guys I have just mentioned, Jane Leach and John Curtis, these guys are good mentors. They were there at every point in time to refine. Because you see, you may be John Ekperigin on a different project, but John Ekperigin in Forever Living Product business, you have to be refined to suit this business purpose. They were there to sharpen, to toughen, and then because there's a big assignment ahead, they were there to provide vital information, knowledge, and inspiration. Each time I look at them, I'm inspired. My mind tells me one day I will be like Jane, I will be like John. They were there to strengthen. Whenever you become weak, you need somebody to strengthen you. They were there all the time. They were also there to ensure that we're committed doing whatever it takes to achieve results. The sponsors did their job, provided the basics. I'm talking about Tony Atta and Omar Atta. In fact, kudos to them because they are wonderful sponsors. But thereafter, you needed the bigger characters that can take you to where you want to get to. My mindset had to be reshaped as well, the mindset. And I had to reach out to all, for all it takes to do the business properly. It's all about your mindset. Because some join the business, like, are you sure I can do it? You have failed already. Your mindset has to be, yes, I can do it. Yes, I will succeed. So we got that mindset of success. But then you need some information. You see, don't be ignorant on fire. Because many join the business, they are here and there, but no content. And so you need information. Information to grow. Well, John and Jane again reposition our minds alongside with our sponsor, say, look, a lot of information you need, but first and foremost, your company policy, the do's and the don'ts. You need to understand knowledge on the products, the unique selling points of the products, and then how to build a customer base. And then how do you do effective product launches? People must buy your products. You need to have customers. And then how to handle objections and rejections, because this can knock you out of the business if you're not well armed. How to handle objections and rejections. And then how to build a winning team of giants. Take note, many people have teams, but they may not be winning teams. The emphasis here is building a winning team. And who do you need to build a winning team? Giants. The characters, people that will never fail. How to develop the contact lists, and then how to make effective three-way calls for prospecting, how to do effective presentations, including one-on-one presentations, how to do presentation to small groups and large groups. And they also need knowledge on how to sponsor, because it's time now to grow the business. You must sponsor. We also learn how to be effective coach. You have sponsor people, you have to babysit them, you have to also nurture them, you have to breastfeed them, you have to inject in them everything you know so that they can even do better than you are doing. And so we learned how to be an effective coach. We also learned how to sort out leadership materials. You see, it gets to a point where you must separate Barnabas from Paul. How to develop prospecting statistics based on Pareto's rule, 80-20, so as to sponsor good number of people that we really needed. Daily activities, monthly activities, weekly activities, all these things were put in perspective. So the need for knowledge. You must have content. And so you need knowledge. So what did I do? In fact, I had to soak myself. I had to go in seeking for knowledge. I had to study the business. I had to know what this business truly requires. Studied in order to have a strategy of operation. You need a strategy. We need to develop a team culture and then to develop a unique model and team identity. We also have to come up with a good pattern of goal setting, not just your personal goal, but the team goal. And then you need a working plan as well. Well, along the way, I understand that for one to grow, there must be development. And so, good again, my sponsors, our mentors recommended a lot of books that we need in order to grow the business. Take note, a reader will become a leader. So to be a leader, you must be a reader. You have to. So here I share with you some of those basic books we use to grow in the business. You see, to take off, if a plane must take off, it has to gather momentum. It has to taxi well. And so this is the point where you have to gather momentum, full of knowledge. My first year in network marketing, by Jan Dales, the Goldmine Menike, MLM, Nuts and Bolts, and others, network marketing coach. You see, all these books I went through gave me everything that formed my foundation in the business. Oh, I cannot forget GoPro, Eric Warren. I remember we had to go to Las Vegas to have this Eric Warren GoPro training for 1 week. And then Prospecting Rule by McNeil. There are a lot. Take note, the beginning of your business is a solid foundation. If your business is not built on a solid foundation, trust me, you won't go far in the business. So developing yourself is important. And the set of books I've shown now, these are books that will give you good starts, the good growth. As I proceed, I will also show to you some other set of references that can stabilize your business. So our historic journey in Forever began. In fact, for those who have just joined the business, you need to understand that you are on a journey. And your journey, your destination must be defined. Some basic questions at this stage. For those who are in the business already, I will tell you, the journey was not all that smooth. So I asked the question, was the journey smooth all the way? The answer is no. There are some bumpy areas, but he who will succeed must be able to stabilize. Were there turbulent moments? Were there moments, if you are flying, sometimes you experience turbulence? I'll tell you, yes, there were turbulent moments. So if you're in the business, prepare yourself for turbulence. Were there moments of despair and frustrations? Of course, yes, because you are leading a group of people, you have a team. Some are not willing, some are willing, but you must move. Sometimes you step on toes. And so sometimes you feel frustrated, you feel discouraged. Should I go ahead? But the difference between success and failure is your answer. Yes, I must go ahead. Were there periods where we felt like giving up this business? Yes. But again, what makes you go ahead is that willingness, the will to succeed. Why can't you overcome? Why can't you overcome the challenges? That is what toughens you to be a success story. But did we believe in ourselves that we can achieve our dreams? Yes. This is important. A firm belief in yourself is important. If your belief is shaking, you won't go find the business. Again, did we have to wait on our sponsor alone to go through all these? Because some will like, my sponsor didn't, my sponsor is not around, no, you have been lucky not to be sponsored. What is left is you to take your destiny in your hands. And so the journey is on. I will summarize this journey into phases. The phase one of our journey was the traditional methods. At that time, we didn't have all these tools. We didn't have projector, we didn't have laptops. Oh, I can remember writing on transparencies, writing on cardboard paper with markers. The traditional business method we use in growing the business. We didn't have all these online tools now, ordering products online, doing presentations online. We didn't have them. You have to travel all the way from Warri to Lagos to get products. You have to travel all the way to organize trainings. So our phase one business to do with being very mechanical, using traditional approach and methods, pushing and pushing physically. Phase two was the advent of electronic tools. And phase three, of course. Prepare your mind at any time that you are going to go through the peaks and the valleys. There are always up and downs. When you are in the peak, don't forget that anything can take you back to the valleys. And what you do in the valley determines whether you go back to the peak or go down beyond the valleys. So it is not just what you know that matters. I'm talking about knowledge, but what you do with what you know consistently. Application of your knowledge matters a lot. So activities lead to productivities. Activities all the way, activities all the way. We have been told in summary, you need to create customer base, and you need also a team, a winning team. So how do we create a winning team? So all the activities we went through, your contact lists, contacting them, making the calls, inviting them, making presentations, and then the act of sponsoring. You have sponsored them already. How do you teach them? How do you coach them? How do you babysit? How do you nurture them in order to acquire the same knowledge, even better knowledge, to acquire skill and competence? Because it is always very interesting to see your child doing better than yourself. And so you put in your all in nurturing process. Daily activities. Don't wake up, sleep, wake up, sleep, wake up, and wait for the end of the month to say, hey, I have not done my 4cc. Hey, I'm not yet active. Little drops of water makes a mighty ocean. And so you must have daily activities. Wake up in the morning, how many products do you use? Daily use. The emphasis Rex gave to us was use the product for your own health benefit, because there's a huge task ahead. You need products for energy. You need products for stamina. You need products to keep you healthy. And then every day we had to do our 10 a day. In fact, I remember quite well, my upline sang it right there in me. Every day if you wake up, sing the song, 10 a day brings million my way. 10 a day brings million my way. Making 10 contacts daily. That is the beginning of the growth. In fact, at the time, we were not doing it. We took it jokingly. Oh, Tony Atta came one day and said, hey, sit down and let me know. How have you been doing it? And in fact, he noticed that I was fumbling. You know what he told me? To pick some heavy pebbles, stones. Pick 10 heavy stones and put in your pocket. If you make one contact in 1 or 2 minutes, throw away one stone, make another contact, throw another. Are you not getting lighter? So by the end of the day, You become lighter, no more stones, meaning that you have done your 10 contacts in a day. Invitation is important. Making the calls, learning what to say on the phone, appointment for one-on-one presentation, product sales. In fact, that is the lifeblood of the business. Because we must meet our daily targets, at least developing 20 customers that must keep buying the products. What about self-development? You must create time to develop yourself. Read the books, listen to CDs, watch videos. Do go back to the online trainings. Oh, something interested me so much among our daily activities. We were taught to send text messages to at least 20 people a day. Have you had your aloe drink today? Let the person reply and say, what is aloe drink? Wow, that is step one. Aloe drink is a cleanser. Aloe drink is antioxidants. Aloe drink is food in the glass. Aloe drink is an adaptogen. So reply him back. He will be interested in knowing about this aloe drink. Imagine you send out 20 messages, text messages in a day, and you get about 10, 15 responses. You have started making sales. Well, demos, they're important because people want to see in order to believe. At least 2 demos every day. What about weekly activities? The product launches 3 times a week, breakfast meetings, twice a week, health talks, home parties, and then team meetings, business opportunity meetings, and then contact marketing, distributing questionnaires. Because at that time, Jarud says, more feet on the street, more feet on the street. And so we got it and we're on the street, distributing questionnaires. And take note, some people you give questionnaires to, some people you give flyers to. They will pick it up and throw it away. I can't forget this occasion. We're at Saple distributing flyers because we had a presentation over the weekend. Somebody we gave questionnaire to, look at it and flung it away, and somebody else picked it. And then gave a call to say, look, I got this questionnaire. I didn't give him the flyer. The person I gave it to flung it away. And somebody else picked it and it was useful to him. He contacted me, and the person is a manager in my team already. So sometimes some people are not interested in what you are doing, but those who will be interested, you will come across them if you do enough work. Leadership meetings are important because leaders, they must know what you are doing. You must duplicate yourself in the leaders. Monthly meetings are important. You can see me there those days where we didn't have anything, tools to be online. We had to do the physical training. We must meet with leaders. We must teach them page by page. So Achievers Day is very important. Within your team, apart from success showcase organized by the company, we had the Achievers Day, our team recognition. Those who have done well, we must a pat on the back, well done, to inspire, to motivate them. What about the high flyer opportunities? We must do all this because there are key people you need in your team. Then the health awareness campaign. All these things were part of the traditional, our first phase in the journey. I hope you followed my journey so far. Our second phase in the journey was now the advent of digital era business. Well, I will make bold to let you know, yeah, in the digital era, you see, I understand that in the internet place, some people are indigens and referring to the millennial groups. These guys are born with internet in their blood. These youngsters of today can do any wonder, anything with the internet, but we are immigrants. So we had to sincerely do a lot to understand. Again, my mentor encouraged me so far because year 2014, the global rally in UK, I remember Jane Leach talking about, oh, I have been the top leader in UK for all these years, but I'm not very, very good with the internet. I'm not very good on social media. Yet I can see where Forever is going. Forever is heading digital. I will soon become like fish out of water. And so there is need for anyone to adapt to changes. Charles Darwin has said it before that it is not how intelligent you are or not how strong you are that can make you become successful. Rather, to what extent can you adapt to changes? And so with those few words put together by Jelish on stage, I went back to say, no, we must go digital as well. Though we are immigrants, but we are going to do our best to adapt, because Forever has gone global. How do I keep traveling from Nigeria to Ghana? How do I keep traveling from Nigeria to Senegal? How do I keep traveling from Nigeria to UK because I'm going to do presentation? Meanwhile, Forever has gone global. All the walls have been broken down. So we needed to learn. We needed to flow along. The Forever tools were amazing. FFP 360, Discover Forever, the FFP apps. As I'm talking, these are tools we cannot bought. We need to. They have to be in our blood now. You can see with the lockdown, as we talk today, if you are well armed with these tools, your business is never locked down. So how do you globalize? You cannot, except you use the tools effectively. So you must integrate the devices, the tools, with social media platforms in order to live our business. We need to move as fast as possible. You need to realize the benefit of using each of the Forever tools. FFP 360, you need to advance in Forever by going digital using these amazing tools. I have to also think of developing an amazing tool for my team, the HPG Tools, Happy People Group. That's a team we have set up over 16 years ago. So now it's HPG worldwide. So we have an amazing tool that, of course, very powerful app, an auto system link, and a customized website. These are tools that can make a system be put in place, because a child will learn the mother's language. So you must teach your downlines, your success lines, what you are doing online now in order to create the desired momentum. Momentum is not just about what you are doing, but when many others are doing what you are doing, the momentum arises. When there's a light shower of rain, it will never create erosion. But when there's persistent heavy rainfall, the topsoil must move. That is the momentum. And then you must be professional. You must be guided by the company policy while you are working online. You must also be effective and be productive in the use of the Forever tools. I'm talking about the FFP 360, Discover Forever, and the other Forever apps. And then you must interface adequately the Forever online tools with social media platforms. You need to maximize your outreach by boosting your posts. You need to spend money to get money. So put all this together. That takes me to the third phase. I have said before that the third phase of your business expects the peaks and the valleys. You may enjoy the cruise for a time. Prepare yourself for the valley. Like now we are in a lockdown. We are in a lockdown. It appears there is lowness. We are at the valley. So you need to ask yourself, what are those things we must do at the valley? That is the lowest point. What are those things that we must do at the lowest point that can either take you back to the peak? If you don't do them, sincerely speaking, you might remain at the valley or even go below the valley. So, how prepared are we at the valley? You must be doing things to determine what will happen, for example, after the COVID-19. Either we bounce back seriously to the peak or we sink further. But if you ask me, my prayer is for us to bounce back. What are those things that must be done when at the valley? I will tell you, I'm so excited, I'm so happy about what Kim has put together now. The whole world is benefiting. We are in a lockdown. We are in the valley, yet our business is booming. Now we have come to the realization that we must work our business digitally. Kudos to you, Kim. Kudos to you leaders who have been involved in giving all these trainings. So we are now responding to the crisis adequately while we're in the valley. We must take personal ownership and turn it to our advantage. You must find out what in this situation that can be possible for you. That is to say, the blessings to be harvested from the crisis, because there are opportunities in every threat. Can you now see that this situation that we are in is taking us back to how this business, forever business, is supposed to be really? It's designed to be a home-based business. And so now we are locked down. Many people are at home. They are presenting and reaching the world at home, using all electronic gadgets. Their business is going on, making supplies online. So what else? Whether we are in the valley or not, our activities now as we talk will surely take us back to the peak when COVID-19 is over. So what are the positive activities to be taken now to get us out of the valley back to the peak? It begins with what Kim is doing. We can duplicate this. This is global. Why not go back now and organize yourself as leaders, do the same thing with your team, and let everyone in their team do the same thing with their own team. So it trickled down to every nook and cranny. So begin with the decision to succeed. Have it in mind that failure is never an option to be considered. And if you must succeed, if you must achieve, even at this moment, then it must be up to you. It's not up to your upline. It's not up to your mentor. It is up to you. So can you do all it takes? Can you cross all the T's and dot all the I's? Again, I'll remind you some of the things we did. I saw this as three main things that we focused on while on the lockdown. This is the period where we must fortify ourselves against the COVID-19, against the virus. Don't relax at home and just sleep, eat, and wake. This is the time to order products, enough products. We must order online. And while we're ordering the product, one, to use the product and enjoy the benefits. In fact, people will see you as the product of the products. This is the time again to share the products, benefit with friends, neighbors, loved ones, even with your enemies. You must reach out to quality prospects at this time, because some people are business-minded, so you must begin to identify the business-minded customers in order to build your winning team. You have to be healthy and stay safe and healthy. Don't be knocked down by the COVID-19. So you must bear in mind that COVID-19 is a networker, because the way it's spreading from person to person, from country to country, is a networker. But we are professional networkers. So it takes a professional networker to be able to defeat this knockdown by COVID-19. And so we have all it takes. We have the products and we have the system. And so we refuse to be knocked down, though we're in a lockdown era. Your team members, team leaders, they are becoming more productive, even in this era of crisis. Every country now are also organizing the online trainings. And what came as packaged together is also beneficial to everybody. And so we can see some leaders who are really up and doing, instead of people sitting down complaining that waiting for COVID-19 era to be over. Oh, I feel so encouraged from the chat I got from one of the leaders in my team, Pastor Okamaka. I just sent a message to her and she replied to say, good afternoon. I said, good afternoon, Pastor. And how is your family? Oh, thank God for the training that you saw. So how is your business? I hope it is progressing as usual. If there's anything I can do to help, please don't hesitate and stay safe and put all things in the hands of God. And she replied happily, many thanks, sir. I really appreciate. God is helping us. In fact, I have experienced increase in business between March and April. I'm making more effort to engage the social media, and I'm encouraging my team to do so. You know how I felt? Meaning that we're in the valley, we're in a lockdown, but with the advent of the tech, advent of the online tools, social media, people are making progress. I felt so touched when you say, oh, we experience increase. So you must engage your leaders, you must engage your team adequately to ensure everyone in your team are making progress. I got this book, Larry Bossindi and Ram Sharam, Confronting Realities, doing what matters to get things right. This is the reality. What are the right things that we ought to be doing? What are those things that we must do right? You must get your team to leverage on the use of the tools. I'm talking about the online activities. Make use of what we have learned, particularly in phase 2. Now it is time to put the knowledge into maximum use and be productive. Team trainings must be going on for the managers in your team as well as non-managers on how to leverage and the use of the tools. This era in the Valley brought an idea to me, why can't I go back with the FFA 360 and get all my non-managers since I started the business? Those who have left the business, we have to get them back. Those who are still in the business, we put them on the WhatsApp group and we have been doing trainings, letting them know there are new ways and better ways on how you can do the business, particularly online. And as I talk to you, it has been rewarding. Team engagement is important. Set up your team rosters on different days of presentation. The business opportunity meetings for guests throughout the week must be running. And this is the time to help those who are not being used to the online tools to work, because they must be productive and they have no choice now than to use the tools. Do not leave anybody behind. You must go along with all, because they have no choice rather than to work the business. And the main idea here is to get back everybody from the valley to the peak. At this phase, this is a stage to stabilize your business. This is a stage to be inspired, because the fire in you will ignite all those around you. The fire in you will burn just like the coal, everyone around you. But when they see that you are down, they will be down. And so again, I come in at this phase with new references, the quick start guides for network marketing. If you listen to yesterday's presentation, of course, you can go back and pick up all these new references, the critical pillars of making quality contacts and connections by Ferdinand Ibezim. how to get your prospects' attention and then keep it, how to follow up with your network marketing nutrition business fast, and then how to build to last by Jim Collins. Why you need to start network marketing, 10 shortcuts into our prospect's mind. The obstacle is the way by Ryan Holidays. To be great is by Jim Collins. Peaks and Valleys by Spencer Johnson. Who moved by cheese? Because this era, many people are still looking for, the cheese has been moved. This is the time to keep moving. You must identify new cheese. And so, as we move, you must develop team culture and team identity. As they join the business, show them how to be 4CC active. That becomes a culture. Use of products, promote products sharing, and then build a wonderful team of people that will also use products. And so your 4CC culture must be maintained. You must drive your business with the 4 forever core philosophy. It's important because the lifeblood of the business is to keep the circle going. Recruitment is of essence. Retention of those you have recruited. You must do all it takes to retain them. And then, of course, those you have retained must be productive. What about developing? Development, moving from the one state to the other in the marketing plan is important. So recruitment is important. Retention is important. Productivity is of essence because how much products are you moving is important to us. Of course, movement along the marketing plan. Nobody must stay in a place for too long. You must move that amount of development. So all this we must put together. So we must be creative to generate volumes. And how do you do this? Set up different projects. Projects on health talks, health awareness. I can remember some few projects that I've listed here that anyone can be engaged in doing. At the time, we talk about cardiovascular disease, and we talk about sudden death. And so we came up with a big campaign on how to save the heart. And of course, you can imagine the kind of products that we follow. Our cardio health, Active C Omega-3, aloe vera gel, Agi Plus. All these products must move. Garlic Time. What about anti-aging campaign? What about control your blood pressure campaign? What about family and friends fit together? That is perfectly a campaign to be fit, not just to lose weight, using our C9 pack, using our Fit 15. You see, all this campaign put together, you are being creative. I just want to look at a particular campaign as a test case so that we can see how I did it and how the team is benefiting from it. So this is a test case. The project here I chose was simply how to sell my C9 or how the team can move C9 and then how to be involved in immune boosting. This is the era because our bodies need to fight for itself. We need to educate people on the need to combine the practice of effective detox and immune boosting. Why are we going to do that? We need to emphasize on the adverse effects and the consequences of toxins on our immune system. Don't you think toxins have effect on our immune system? Meanwhile, we want our immune system to be at optimal level, yet what we eat is toxic. What we drink is toxic. What we breathe in, emissions, industrial emission. So what can we do to avoid toxins bringing down our immune system? So we must carry out talks. We must carry out awareness. And so I chose a talk, synergy between effective detox and immune boosting for optimal health. If you're interested in looking at that, it's just a small test case. I will look at it very quickly because I'm checking the synergy between effective detox and immune boosting for optimal health. It's interesting. And so went on this. Our emphasis here is detox and immune boosting as the panacea for today's crisis. You know the crisis I'm talking about, of course, the global health challenge of today, coronavirus. Remember that coronavirus, as we talk now, have no proven cure, no vaccines for now. And so what do we rely on? Don't forget that the human body, as designed by God, to protect itself against disease and other potentially damaging foreign bodies. Ideally, this is the function of the immune system. So in our bodies, we have the God-given doctor. We have the immune system. And the immune system is designed to identify, to attack a variety of threats, including viruses, bacteria, parasites, while distinguishing them from the body own healthy tissues. You see, this is important here to tell you how efficient our immune system. When I read agriculture at the first instance, I remember we talked about herbicides. You have cultivated, you have your maize on the farm, and you have weeds. And so the chemicals to kill weeds, at that time, if you spray the weeds, your crops are also affected. And so the advent of selective herbicide. The selective herbicide, you can spray everywhere, but it recognizes that these are our crops. Don't touch them. But these are the weeds. Destroy them. So the same thing, our immune system is so efficient to recognize what belongs to the body and what is a foreigner. So what constitutes the immune system? Of course, the white blood cells, the antibodies, complement system, lymphatic system, the spleen, the bone marrow, the thymus. So our focus today simply is on the effect of toxins on our immune system. So we'll look at several studies, because if you must give information to your audience, they need to understand the reason why detox here is important, particularly on the effect of toxins on our immune system. Yet we need the immune system now to be optimum in this advent of COVID-19. No drugs, no vaccines. So the body needs to be charged. The immune system has to be optimum. The study of immunotoxicology shows clearly the effect of toxins on the immune system. So it's no more about just boosting your immunity. It's like taking one step forward and two steps backwards if you don't handle the toxins and their effect. Immunotoxicology is the study of the effect of toxins on the functioning of both local and systemic immune system that result to exposure to toxic substances, including chemical warfare agents to human. Effect on the immune system may have consequent effect on our skin, our lungs, and they are targets from the toxic effect. And the results may be an increased incidence on or severity of infectious diseases. And so where do we go from there? We look at the effect of toxins on the immune system. One, respiratory tract allergies, asthma, rhinitis, skin and lung infections, allergic contact dermatitis, sepsis. That is a situation where the immune system will begin to attack its own self, attack the whole body itself, because the toxins have triggered off an adverse reaction. What about bacteria and fungi? So the way forward, excuse me, we are looking at now the way forward. Don't forget you are giving information for particular reasons, because you want to move your products. You want to also be kind enough to make people benefit from the products to be well. The way forward is simple: detox and immune boosting. And so why do we need to combine them is also important, because of the power of the synergy, both effect we provide. So we introduce the best scientific approach to detox, and that ushers in our Clean9 Pack. Clean9 Pack that can transform our body, health, and life, that can remove stored toxins from our body system. That is a thorough cleansing at the cellular level, complete nourishment needed by the body to optimize immune health. The Sinai helps in reparation of damaged cells, tissues, and organs, thereby restoring the body health to its original state. Don't forget that among what component that makes up the immune system, I mentioned antibodies. Antibodies are protein. And so while you're on Sinai, I'm sure you know we have our super protein. When you take our super protein, you get the best of all that the antibodies need. And so we go ahead looking at boosting our immune system. What are the basic ingredients that support the healthy immune system? They are in form of protein, like I mentioned, vitamins and minerals. And so vitamin A, C, E, and D, the folate, the folic acid, iron, selenium, and zinc. And so where can you find all this? In our Forever products. So we go straight to the immune blend. You need to look at the immune blend and check the components. The components meet the requirement of the ingredients required for the immune system to be optimum. What about absorbency? What about Forever Light Ultra? What about our nature mean? Don't forget we need zinc, we need selenium, we need all these powerful minerals. And then of course, when you talk about the calcium, in fact, it will amaze you to know that our calcium has some minerals. Apart from calcium per se, also vitamin C is in our calcium. So taking our calcium, for instance, will almost be the requirement of engaging your immune system to maximum. And then, of course, our Active Pro B, because whatever your body needs is absorbed from the gut. And so the Active Pro B, the bacteria that will encourage maximum absorption, you can find there. And then, of course, the B12. I talked about folate before. And then aloe vera gel. Other products that can assist, they are Aggi Plus, Field of Grain, Garlic Thyme, and of course, propolis. So you can see now we have a lot of products to play around with, products to recommend to people at this particular time in need, where we need our immune system to be optimum. And don't forget, I've talked about how to disarm the toxins from bringing down our immune system. In all this, you have shown the awareness. As FBOs, for example, if you are involved, first and foremost, in detox program, if you are involved in recommending the products to people, there's business in the business. So what kind of business expectation are we looking at? Money matter. I'm talking about dollar. I'm talking about real money. What kind of analysis? Take a look at this. I kept some analysis here as I wind down. These are results. If you understand, supervisor listening to me today, daily profit is important to us. You remember the daily profit? Very, very important to us. The profit you are making daily, the difference between how much you buy the product from the company and how much you sell at the suggested retail price. Let us take some few products and run with it. Aloe vera gel is unique product. Immune blend is chosen. Absorbency, we need it. Garlic thyme, essential. And so you buy aloe vera gel as stand supervisor at about $17. You retail at $26. You get about $9 as your profit. Immune blend, yes, you purchase at $14 and you retail at $22. About $8 is your profit. Absorbency, you purchase from the company at $10, retail at $16, profit about $5. Garlic thyme, of course, you buy at $15 and retail at $23, $8, which means if I'm engaged in online activity where every day I make sure one gel, at least one gel, one immune blend, one absorbency, one garlic thyme is sold daily. You know what it means? What it means is I'm already experiencing $31 profit every day. In a month of 30 days, I'll have been talking about around $40 as profit that will hit my account. Now, as you go around doing your business, you master it and you perfect it, you get better. And so what stops one from moving on to, yes, moving 2 gels, 2 immune blend, 2 absorbency, 2 garlic thyme in a day? If you do that, then check out how much profit you make in a month, about 1,881. I'm talking about retail profits on products while you are in a lockdown situation. That is interesting. Don't forget to all these things you purchase, this product you purchase, case credit goes along with it. If I round up this, you will have done about 20 case credit in product retail in a month. Now, look at the momentum that will come from here. If you have 10 non-managers and you teach them and you duplicate yourself in doing what you have done perfectly, and they are experiencing 20 case credit, each person 20 case credit, and you are talking about 10 non-managers. What are we talking about here? About 200 case credit from your non-managers and then 20 case credit from yourself. You are looking at heading to chairman's bonus on your journey already. So what I've explained here goes for supervisors, goes for assistant managers, goes for managers. You can take a look at the analysis and see how this can benefit you. So to get to the top, you must keep. It's not about just team building, but team keeping. Keep your team together. A team that is well kept, they will stay together. Engage them in team activities. Ensure there is appropriate team goal for everyone to progress. Effective duplication to create momentum. I've explained how you can use that project I've explained now to create a momentum. You can be involved in team structuring. Team structuring is important. You are like a coach. A coach that must win the World Cup must know where to position a goal getter, not at the defense, but as in attack. So structure your team properly and then enhance your team culture. You must run your business the way of the wolf. The wolf is rugged. You must be rugged to be successful. You must avoid frictions in the team. Friction in the team will bring down your team. You must learn 2 ingredients. Oh, I'm so grateful. You must learn to say, I'm so grateful. People have helped you on your journey. You must go back to tell them I'm grateful. And if you step on somebody's toes, you must also learn to say, I'm so sorry. There are 2 things needed to keep the team going. So to summarize my journey to the top, I can't forget to say kudos to this man, Rex Moore, whose vision we're enjoying today. I remember in Dallas, I gave a talk on goal setting. After the talk, it took me straight to the look, John, let's come for a lunch. Rex Moore, God bless, God bless, God bless you. And then Greg, of course, our president, to keep the business running at optimal level the way it is going now. These 2 personalities, they occupy a large space in our hearts. Thank you so much, Rex. Thank you so much, Greg. Yeah, we started effectively 2003 and became diamond managers in 5 years. We became the first double diamond in Africa, the first double diamond in Africa, and we became double diamond 2012. That's about 8 years after we commenced the business. And today we have a total of over 60 frontline managers. And we have been the top distributor in Africa for several years. We have also developed 2 frontline diamond managers, Kike Apeji and Grace Kyo. They are our direct frontline managers who are today diamond managers. These are material, these are leaders, leadership materials. And as I talk to you, we have developed 4 diamond managers in the entire team. 4 diamond. Janet, Farouk, Jacqueline, Ture. These are diamonds. And of course, we have been chairman bonus qualifier for several times. We have also been GLT members about 5 times. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm so grateful to all members of my team for the success of our HPG group. I welcome each and everyone listening today. I welcome you all on the journey to your top, because each and everyone has a journey and you must get to the top of your business. There are a lot of activities that are involved in the traditional era. So I want to charge you while you are on the journey to the top. Eye on the peak is important. Eye on the peak. Don't lose focus. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Kim Maxim. I'm so grateful to you for the opportunity. God bless you.
Thank you so much, John. What a training. Wow, you had really giving from all your inside and outdoors. We could listen to you much longer. And it was so interesting because I also I can feel how much in love you are with the products, and how big knowledge you have about the products, and I know you both you have professional backgrounds, and I remember the photo you showed us here with Justina and you. It was from Dominican Republic, where we were working. John and Justina and me and other top leaders. We were working in the field one day from 6 o'clock in the morning. We were there lining up, ready to go out and harvest the aloe leaves. We were taking very good care of, because we had teachers who was teaching us how to cut and how to take only 2 leaves from each plant, but we were also competing about who gets most. So it was very exciting, because the workers actually didn't knew who we were. They just thought we were a company doing some team exercise. So we were there the whole day in respect of the workers in our field and manufacturing there. That was a great memory, huh, John? You remember?
Yes, thank you.
So,
yes, it was great.
And we were just there from when the sun came up and sunrise.
Sunrise, yes.
What a beautiful day.
Yes.
So, and later I remember we were scuba diving.
Exactly.
Scuba diving to get aloe bottles that was tied to the bottom of the sea.
Bottom of the ocean, yes.
To compete also who get most. So we done a lot of crazy things together, you and me, John.
I understand. Kim.
So, if we start talk, you will hear stories and stories and stories. So what an honor to have you here, and what a big pleasure, and I really, when I see your CV with all the diamonds and all the achievements you've been doing, you are legends in forever for sure. And you showed the continent Africa how much power there is there. And I know that this is only the start, the beginning. We will see what's coming up. So thanks a lot. And thanks to Matthias, thanks to Ronnie. It was absolutely a great afternoon. And thanks to all of the thousands of people around the world who's listening and who will even see the recording, because of course we will do the recording. And again, thanks to Booby. Booby, you are really doing an amazing thing here, because guys like John and me, you know, we are not the one who's so organized. We can give you our slides days before. I will always be last minute, so that's why they call Booby my babysitter. But you are actually becoming a babysitter for the whole world, Booby. You're getting all this structured and organized, and that's great. I love the photo with Rex and Stevie Hatchett was sitting there, I saw, and with the dinner you had, and yeah, Also shortly, doing all these presentations, I need to just make a disclaimer for all of them, is that, this is a worldwide training. This is not a Danish, Nigerian, or American, or, we are broadcasting, live streaming to the whole world here. So, some countries have some products that some other countries don't have. Like we do not have the Emo Blend, even how much we will love it. We don't have freedom. It's more easy to mention what we have, I think. But and medical claims, are very different in all the countries, and there's no one of us who's a speaker, who's an organizer here, who have any. No, we can never know the laws of each country. So this is a worldwide, and we follow our rules as we know. So just to put that in a disclaimer, because we don't want to encourage anyone to violate any compliance or whatever. So you have to check your own laws, your own countries, of what is allowed. So great. We will put up more trainings, and we will put up more Zoominars as long as we are locked down, we are at home. I hope, we pray that the world soon can take a breath and breathe again, because in the moment the whole world is on its knees for these terrible circumstances. Of course, this is the time to do online business. This is the time to recruit. This is the time to learn new skills, get new competences, to meet interesting people like John and these guys we've been showing you. But now remember to take action on what everything is not only about reading and listening, it's also about taking action. Take action should start right now after this training on the 2nd. You need to talk to at least 5 people a day. And if you want to speed up, you can talk to more. And as everyone is at home, do Zoom meeting, do Zoom trainings, do Zoom online, do your own TV shop. You're sitting here with this Zoom tool and can do TV shopping, Zoom shopping, whatever you want to call it. You have an opportunity to show products, to do business, to recruit people, to let all your friends know that you can invite them to businesses, business opportunity meetings, and keep on. And you will see that not only Forever Living will go out strong after these crises, as we always would have done, but you too can get out extremely powerful, extremely strong, with an extreme knowledge, because now you have these months learned how to utilize the online opportunities, combined with the old school, like John and me are absolutely the specialists in. This is new skills for us too. So thank you for today, and have a fantastic day. And remember that all these trainings we are putting in the webinar group. I can see there's now more than 7,000 people in this webinar group. We are posting the new trainings, and we are posting the links for YouTube, etc. So there is nothing here that is secret for FBOs. Of course, this is not trainings for customers or prospects. This is FBO, adult talk trainings. And that's why we are not making the YouTube officially. It's only by the link for these guys who's here. So so thank you a lot, and have a fantastic Sunday. And I want to see you right on the top. And remember Rex's word, Rex final sentence: the power forever is the power of love. Let's give the whole world our love. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Thank you, Kim. God bless you.
God bless you.